the achievement, the success. Hold on, hold on.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are tuning in to Lagos State Media Show. This is a very special show that we will be conducted tonight, today, this afternoon to all of you. The Republic of South Sudan is a continuation of the celebration. And our guest speakers, as whom you have seen, the names and the pictures that being sent out in the social media, they will get us on the long way. We will be continuing, and the person who will host this program will be our brother Andrew Oli. I'll give you a floor to greet the people and introduce the people on the board with us today. Well, thank you so much. Hello, Andrew.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, Fursa
Hello,
Hagat,
hello.
introduce your office. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you and welcome everybody who is watching us all across the world. My name is Andrew Ohide, and I'm based here in Melbourne, Australia. I think 38 in the evening, and we are about to celebrate and to giving about the events that is happening since the 11th of this month in our country, which is the independent, and bring all issues that we have as a political party, the SPLM, here in Australia. And we will be joined soon by our guest speakers from London. We have Paul McQueen, the Secretary for External Affairs in the SPLM office in Juba. And we'll have also Dr. Benjamin Mariel, who is the Minister in the office of the President, who will join us from Italy while we are on our way. He will join us soon. Well, for now, I would like to introduce you to all our guests with us in the studio. I've got on my left is Bola Weng Machar, who's one of the active members of our community and the leader of Jeng Denka community in Australia. And we also have our friend down on my photo up here, Byong Deng Byong, who is one of active member also and a member of SPLM chapter in Australia and in Melbourne here. Is also of who are concerned much about the activities of our community and our chapter here in Australia. Byong also is a secretary of Society of South Sudan in Australia here, and he is be speaking and will also contribute to our gathering today. And also have Mabur Majur, is one of our advocates as well, and who is concerned much of the health of our community, and he is more professional in this kind of area. And he is also a member of SPLM chapter here in Victoria, and he works so hard for us to succeed as a party here in Victoria. And also I have um, Dr. David Taban Lokudu. He is a secretary of training and development of the SPLM provisional office in Australia. David is one of our advocate and hard-working individuals who try to always, prepare for us resources to educate us as a party with the new developments and political platforms. He is more equipped in this area, and we are very fortunate to have him joining us and being with us here. He will also speak on while we are in the program. And next to David, we have Yar Majak. Yar is one of our members. She is a hardworking lady and always concerned about the activities of women and the role of women in the SPLM political party here in Australia. He works so hard, and we have a very large number of women joining our party here in Australia. So I would like to say thank to Yara Jack, known as Monica, as well. And the last, David Pondak, acting chairperson of the SPLM Provisional Executive Office in Australia. David is a former member of parliament in Lake State, and we are very fortunate to have with him here. He brought with him a very rich and diverse political knowledge with us in Australia here. And we're so happy to be with him, and joining us here today is just an incredible opportunity. And also we have David Teng, who is behind the scene. He's the chairman SLM provincial executive in Australia. And we are very happy for his leadership. He has led us all through the turmoil and through the trouble and through the up and down. He was always there as a strong leader, guiding us, linking us with Juba and here in Australia. And the community and the SPLM as a chapter here is very happy to have David as our leader here. And finally, I would like to introduce some individuals here, but we have Mading Malak, who is a chairperson of the SPLM chapter Victoria, and we have Gabriel Chol Mayror. He was Secretary of Finance. He is with us, but he has not come yet, but he will join us soon. And we have Mading Achwat as well, Deputy Secretary, who is with us, but he's doing something else, but he'll join us also while in our way. This is all the whole of the office that I'm introducing to you. The program for today is not just only the independent of South Sudan celebration. A celebration includes a lot of things. It includes our achievement as a political party here in Australia. It tells us our network together with organizations that support us. We are not just standing alone. If we were alone, we wouldn't reach to this time. We have the SPLM, the South Sudanese Society of Professionals, who are always there with us. We have CMY, who are always there with us, supporting us as a community. And we have so many individuals, including Lake State TV, who's hosting us and always there for us. So these are some of the things that we are going to include in our discussion. So we are very thirsty, and we're trying to drink some water so we can really uplift our morale, waiting for our guest speakers, Barnaba Mariel and Bol Makwen. I know so many of you are smiling, but when I smile, my teeth are always white. And welcome. Now, I will not give a chance.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Chance to my friend David Pondak, and David Pondak from now to start the floor. And thanks back to the Lake State Media. Thank you for hosting us. And I don't think this is the last, but just the beginning.
David, thank you. Thank you so much. David Pondak, we will give you the chance 1 minute to greet the public and unmute yourself first before you start speaking to pass your greetings before we start the show. It's just only greetings. I give you 1 minute. All of you, 1 minute greetings.
Okay. Thank you, Leg State Media, and I thank my friend Andrew Hede for the introduction. To our audience, my name is Tokedia Port, and I have been here for the last 3 days, trying to educate you of this show, which we are now going to start. First of all, before I go, because I want to be given a full floor to acknowledge the land, I mean the owners of the land, and also to open the officially, because my remarks are here with me. I will not go ahead until I'm given that chance, as you said, comrade. Thank you for this small Ohedi, and I welcome each and everybody to join us wherever you are. This is your celebration. It is a celebration of South Sudan, and we have something to celebrate. We have something to celebrate. That's why we have been on for 3 days. All are welcome, and we are on now with the SPLM. SPLM is in the move. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, David Pondak. We'll move next to our brother Byung. Greet the public. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Say that.
Thank you, comrade. Yeah, thank you, comrade Isaac. Greeting to everyone. My name is Byung Deng Byung, as mentioned, and thanks to Ada for the introduction. I'm a member of advisory committee of the SPLM here in Victoria, and I'm also my background is Jay Hammer, so I grew up in the war zone and ended up here in Australia. So what we're celebrating today is bigger than what all of us, I could say. Building your first home is always very exciting, but building a country or owning your own country is bigger than what we can ever imagine. So what I can say is congratulations once again for the 10th anniversary to all of us, and we are free at last. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our brother Byung Deng, for the brief statement, and I will go forward straight to our brother Bol Aweng. Greet the audience before we kick in. Unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, brother Isaac. And I would like to begin by greeting all of you and thanks the Lagos State Media for the role that it always played to support peace and unity in our country and in here in our community. It is a very great day that to have Lagos State hosting this celebration of our country independence. I think we will be continue to promote our unity, development of our country, and political stability. I think that's what we are here today. We are not just come to celebrate and talk, but we need actually to remind ourselves the way we came and the consequences that we were facing to get our independence. Now it is a time to play a positive role to promote our country to be another country like we are now in Australia. That's what we are looking for, and media is very important part in playing the role to achieve a peace implementation in our country. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your word, Bola Wing. Next will be our brother, Dr. David Lakudu. Welcome, Lagos State Media, my brother, and greet the audience.
Fellow comrades, this is David Lukudu, doctor. I just wanted to salute all of you and I greet you in the name of our lovely country, South Sudan. Indeed, these are some unforgettable times in our history. And I wanted to, first of all, to thank Lake State Media for hosting us this evening as we wait for our guest speakers. I just wanted to say some few things. It's just going to be a joke. You know, when you are walking and going for a long journey in the village, not here, when here we do drive. But let's assume that you are walking in the village and you're going for a long journey. With your stick, you know the way we walk, there is a stick, some of them take a spear or some with a danga. And you're going very nicely singing some nice songs, okay? And then you stumble very heavily, everything falling all around. The first thing you have to look at is your knees. Are they hurt or not? And then you start looking the things which are falling apart. You collect them back. What do you do from there? Do you stop your journey? Or do you sit there and continue winching?
I'll continue.
You continue with your journey. This is exactly what we have been through. Since independence, we experienced a lot of hurdles on our way. We fell down, but we did not stay there. We need to wake up. We need to continue with the journey until we reach that destination that our people expected us to bring the country to. This is the experience that we are in. And many countries went through the same thing. They stumbled, fell down, rose up again, went, fell down, rose up again, and they are where they are. And by the way, the journey of building a nation has no end. Even up to now, these civilized countries, whether it is America or Australia or London or wherever, have never ended. I've never told you that we have ended our journey. No. They keep on going. And as South Sudanese, it has to be strong, resilient, and keep on going. Long live the great nation of South Sudan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. David. I appreciate your words. You really hit the nail. Let's just listen to our brother. He's the greatest artist of the Republic of South Sudan, whom we are really, really proud of him, always, in everything that he does.
One more, Isaac. You are in there. Isaac. Yarma Jack is there. You have one more guest.
Yeah, can you put your picture on, please? I can't see you. Yeah, that's why I miss her. Yeah. Hello, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm there. My apology, please. I thought just went through. Sometimes if you close your camera, it means you may be going outside to do other things. You are not in front of the thing you are not attending. So sorry for that. Just greet the audience, please. Monica.
Thank you. I thought you guys forgot about the female. You don't need a female.
No. Your 25% is there.
Thank you so much, Isaac, and everyone, Andrew, for letting me in. And I'm really grateful for this. And I'm very happy, glad to be with you here. And actually, and I had my position before you guys did it, and one of the member of the SPLA, and I'm one the Katiba Banat also. And I am grateful to be here with you. And all my life in Harka, as you guys know, in SPLA, and I'm married there. My husband is still in Juba, I call Kirkir, and I'm I'm grateful to be with you today. And my position, actually, what I'm doing here, I'm a chairperson of Mother Collusion that you guys see online always. We're doing a lot of things. So in a position of the SPLA, I have also one of the members is called Yuna Kut. She's not here, and she's a first chairwoman for the League Women, and I'm there also as a member for that share League Women, and she will be. She said she's gonna be in soon, maybe. So thank you for that, and I'm greeting all of you in the name of our country, the young country that we very proud of it, and thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much, Monica. I'm really very, very sorry when I kick in with the music. I didn't. I thought that because somebody got lost already with hidden camera, and I saw Monica Jack is there in hidden camera. I thought you are not there. So thank you for your remarks, and welcome to Lagos State Media. Just let's celebrate. We have to celebrate whether we in the difficulties or things that has happened in our country. We still have to celebrate for that.
That's fair. That's fair way.
That's fair way.
Sabada, Shemi Stella Kala, Amazon Victory. Salada, Shani Gani Vibela, Alatani Ma Victory. Iyaba, Madugla Nukara. Iyaba, Dugla Nukara. Anabidani, Yandeng Benati Kerleme. Kule Halima Nati Jumboki. Nati Nyawaraga Nati Kiji. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. You mother in many Savior, Permil Kabir. You mother many Savior, Permil Kabir. Benani Lado, Benani Turmama. Benani Maker, Benani Onanga. Kule Sijima, Benani Kuku. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. Bilia, Matisawi, Mulakamba, Basida Babra, Basida Babra, Basida Babra, Nandi, Barnyang Benandi, Ukela, Abdullah, Sis Benandi, Angela, Ukule, Koreyo, Benandi, Mambo, Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. Sabada, Shemi Stella Kala, Amazon Victory. Salada, Yable Fara Miguel, Alatani Ma Victory. Yarkuka, Kalida Kumilo, Yashaba, Kalida Kumja. Yable Hadi, Ajivna Leko. I mean, Yable Hori, Ajivna Leko. Namsuko, Matala Bobe. Namsuko, Kawi, Matala Bobe. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate. Julio, Kalina celebrate.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Kembe. One of the best song of celebration that mark the independent Republic of South Sudan. We will never forget that day. My brother, will be the one hosting this show, Mr. Andrew. Welcome to the show. You will be introducing the program to the public and the people who will be participating. You are the one who is responsible. Thank you. Take over, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Isaac, once again. I would like to say thanks to the Lake State Media. Before we go ahead with the program today, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Kor Dew, who is the former Secretary General of the SPLM political party in Upper Nile, who is watching with us this show in Queensland, Australia. Welcome, Mr. Kor Dew, to this program today. And now we're going to go ahead with the program. As I said in the beginning, we are not just celebrating the birth independence of our country, we also celebrate our achievements as a nation, as individuals, towards the nation. Even if we're trying to do it here in Australia, it's all contribute to the development of our country. So based on this, I would like to ask our brother David Kochkoti to give us some of the briefing or his view of the SPLM in Australia in general, how the activities are going. And then from there, I will give also a chance to the public if anybody want to ask a question, but the question could be later. But I will also ask our friend and the advisor of the SPLM political party here in Australia, our brother Diong Deng Diong, tell us exactly what are some of the difficulties that the SPLM as a party in Australia are experiencing. What is your role? What have you done with your team as advisors to the success of this SPLM in this country where we live in Australia? And also from the health point of view, we know we're experiencing the crisis. The whole world is experiencing issues of COVID-19. Is that affecting the SPLM activities in Australia? In which ways? And how can we address this as a political party? And our friend and a health expert from the Society of South Sudanese Professional, Mabor Majur, will answer such kind of questions later. But for now, we give a chance. To David Kochkoti, the acting chairman of the SPLM political party, to give us views and the whole reflection about the SPLM success and failure. Welcome, David Ponda.
You,
David, it's your chance.
Haiti. I think. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't hear me. I'm talking now. Yeah, I thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
I will start to acknowledge the. Yep, I will have to start to acknowledge the landowners, the indigenous people of Australia, who are the landowners of the country we are in today, the present and the past. We respect them and we appreciate their recommendation together with the wider community. On behalf of the SPLM Provisional Office in Australia, as the Deputy Chairman, I will first of all would like to welcome the news that happened back home. We have our new member who defected before. He's called, it was a Colonel Joseph Bangasi Bokosoro. He has come back. This is a new development. We welcome him as a comrade in the struggle and also as our new member. That's a development. I will start with that one. I want also to mention there's another comrade who is watching online. I don't know, he's not here. Former Secretary of SPLM of Lagos State, Honorable Mabur Dwal Koy. I think he's watching us, and he's also welcome together with the Comrade John Deo, who you have mentioned before. Ladies and gentlemen, SPLM has came from a long way, we all know, which I'm not going to start now because of the time. I will go straight for what we are celebrating now as the achievement and the challenges. For our viewers, if they have any question or comments, they will just jump in and ask or also comment. SPLM as a movement tend to be the party has waged a long war, 21 years, which caused the life of our people. Millions of lives were lost, and we got the country in 2011 through referendum. That one was one of the great achievements, and is the one that we are celebrating now. We would have not celebrate or be called a South Sudanese if we did not have a country. Now, the dream has become true, and we have our own country known as South Sudan with identity. We are proud. We have a South Sudanese pound with the head of our late founder, the father of this nation, Dr. John Garang Mabur, in our own notes, in our own currency. That one was a great achievement. I will also like to mention that the country has got challenges and is also achieving a lot. Through education, we have achieved a lot. We have been John Garang University, a new university, which we all, our country produced. Jamajuba was there before South Sudan became independent. But we have Dr. John Garang University Science of Technology, which is a South Sudanese own university. They made it through this government, which is now in Juba. We have so many facilities, health facilities, although there are shortage of the expert, but we have hospitals being built all over the country. One good example in Rumbek, we have this Salfakir Women Hospital is one of the best facilities. If you compare, you can compare with with hospitals here in Australia and also in other the Gulf world. Ladies and gentlemen, we have primary school, we have basic, we are graduating every year students, and now we have our own human resource in the country, which we are all proud for. Leave alone what we have learned outside. Of course, I acknowledge there are those expatriates who come from America, from UK, and everywhere that are in the country, of course. But we have our own products of South Sudan as a country under the leadership of Dr. John Garang, of Dr. Salva Kiir Mayadi, comrade in struggle, and the father who is taking care of this nation. We have achieved our membership. You know, in a well state, we are members of United Nations. We are members of East African Community. We are being respected even by Arab leagues, which were there before because we are the country now. We have resources that attract our friends, respect the leadership which we have, leadership which was elected, and that achievement we cannot forget. And I can tell you in myself, testimony, I've never been a politician, but I was elected in South Sudan, and I'm a member of parliament as I'm talking to you. That one is an achievement. And that it gives us hope that the country is moving forward. If we did not make this to fall back in the war that has come, I think would have been very far now compared to other countries. But South Sudanese community are a very resilient community. They live the life in hardship. There have been experiences in 1947, they have experienced in 1955, and they have been experienced during a struggle since 1983, and we move on. With all these changes happening in 1923 and 2013 and 2016, we can survive it. And now with the current peace known as revitalized peace agreement, I hope South Sudan is going to move on. Comrades, let me tell you, there are things that need to be done. Those things, I hope I will share it when our comrades come back later on. I will mention them because CPA is not yet implemented.
Yeah.
Although with that, Sulfur,
time is almost there.
For his. Okay, yeah, I'm going to wind up, man. Comrade Salpa is doing his best. Recently, he has just opened the pile of beer, which is also part of our struggle. It is also a good start, and we'll move on to demarcate, which is not yet been done. We don't know exactly our borders between Khartoum and South Sudan, which is also one of the pending issues the government should do. And the head count, which is known as the census, we need to know the population we have, and later on we deliver. We take down to people, which is the theme and principle of the SPLM.
All right, thank you so much.
Are you there, Andrew?
Brief. Yes, I'm here. I'm saying I'm trying to finish or not yet. Yes. All right, thank you, David Kochkoti, for your brief about information about the achievement of the SPLM as a party since the independence until today. We're celebrating the anniversary of the South Sudan independence. Now, we'll go directly. I'll go to my friend and our member, David Lokudu, if he's around. David Lokudu. All right, David Lokudu is not, I think he's not there with us, but you may join us soon. I will go directly to our brother Byong, who is here with us. Byong is a member of SPLM here in Australia, and also a member of advisory body to the SPLM chapter of Australia and Victoria, and also is also an advocate to our community and a secretary for the Society of South Sudanese Professionals in Australia and in Victoria as well. Brother Byung, you have been an active person.
Unmute yourself, Byung. Unmute.
Yep, sorry.
Unmute yourself.
I got it. Yes. Yeah, thank you again, Andrew, and the Lake State Media.
You have been...
Yep, Andrew. Okay, I can go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you.
Our question to you... Yeah, you can go ahead because...
Yes, Andrew.
Are you clear of what I'm asking you?
Yes, repeat again.
Yeah. My question that you have been an active member of the SPLM here in Australia, and you are also an advisory board to the SPLM chapter in Australia, and an active member of our community, and you're a secretary of the Society of South Sudanese Professionals. And your work has been linked with the community activities. What is some of the challenges that you involve to advise the office of the party, to go to a certain direction? What are some of the experience that you experienced throughout the time when you joined the political party, the SPLM here in Australia?
Yeah, thank you again, Andrew, and this Lake State Media for hosting us. I'm very happy today. You might not see it very clearly because it's a long day on my end here, but it's the 10th anniversary for our country, independent. So I just want to follow on before I answer your question, Andrew, on what brother and a comrade David Koikedia mentioned, and also David Lokodu. The acknowledgement of the country, and also I just want to acknowledge the fallen heroes and of our country, and also the widows and the orphan of those fallen heroes for the contribution they gave for us to be free. And also to follow on David's message that once you stumble, you get up and continue. We witnessed that recently with our sister Atieng. By the way, we are emerging everywhere in the sport worldwide. So South Sudan is coming up in that direction. And Atieng, when she was running, she nearly fall down and she picked up. She win that race. That's how you do it. There is no house or a country or association that can just pick up and continue smoothly without hitting some difficulties. We are facing that in South Sudan, which also we should take positive, because if you don't learn from what mistake you have made, you will not progress to a better advantage, or let's say maximize your benefit in whatever you're doing. So what we have been in and what we are in today should be a springboard to where we want to go. And that journey doesn't end. And that journey began long ago, but the mighty SPLM brought it to where it is. And I call it mighty because when we were in the bush, the SPLM was known worldwide as the most educated, rebellion, and well-organized, ruled by respectful of the law, and a lot that come with it. And was under it protecting millions of civilians, myself included when I was a young person. This is an achievement that will never go off the history. It will ever be there. And when we were appointed by Juba to reform the SPLM here in Melbourne, Australia, or in the entire Australia, the main focus for us is to build a home. You use all the resources that are available, and diaspora is a great resource for South Sudan. We are here. We have very good support from Australia government, which we can tap into if we if we organize ourselves, structure ourselves properly, and deliver, connect with our South Sudanese party, the mother party in Juba, and using that to develop our country. We witnessed that with the Israel. Israel is where it is now because of diaspora. So most South Sudanese are patriotic, and they want to support their country wherever they go. And this is why we wanted to reform the SPLM here, and so that we can deliver back home. So when we were given that task, we took it on as an advisory committee to the executive committee, and led by Comrade Ponch and also the Secretary Andrew. We were tasked to look into the guidelines that were drafted in 2010 for diaspora guideline, which guide the chapters around the world. So we had looked into that, and we have given, we edited, given recommendation to Bol in Juba, and most of it were accepted. We also look at how we can reform within that document, there's structure, election, membership, and all that. Those are applicable in how we can reform the SPLM here in Australia, and also in the other countries like United States and Canada. So that work has been done and completed. And before we implement a lot of those, then the COVID kick in. It pulled us a little bit back, but Brother Tenya has never stopped, and we all have never stopped. We keep pushing. So to conclude my speech, I know time is against us. We here in Australia, we are in a better shape, and we are always in touch with the Juba. We give us update on monthly basis, if not weekly. And if all this COVID lockdown up is gone, we will be very productive to the Juba SPLM actually. And we hopeful that the mother SPLM, we just tumble on the way, that some as scattered out of it will be coming back as our brothers that was mentioned before, that has returned. So the mother SPLM might be one again, and we can be mighty again, so we can deliver to this country, which we all love dearly, and so that our citizens can also benefit, and we can be proud around the world. We don't need to keep our head down when we go to any country. We need to say we are South Sudanese, we are proud of who we are, and we are here to participate as world citizens. Thank you.
For your advice and clarification. Oh, okay.
Unmute yourself.
Me?
No, Andrew, unmute yourself.
And welcome. Are you not here?
Yeah, how are you guys?
Good, thank you. Just welcome to the show. We're talking to Andrew.
Thank you very much. I don't know what I can do now. I will do the share in the online because of lockdown. I will make a tea online.
All right, Maf Mishkila.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
so much.
That's good. Okay, that's good.
Andrew,
welcome, Ayuen. Welcome, Ayuen, to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can hear you all. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Before we go ahead, next speaker, which is Mabor, I will give this break for the music, which is one of a South Sudanese artists called your comrade.
Okay. Something very good.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate choosing Lagos State Media to be the platform of all these things. We have to go further. Hang on. Let me just bring it up on the screen.
Chabab for election jai ya komare kaleta kun anna asyalam the win asyalam the fall ya komare kaleta kun anna banadum for election jai ya komare kaleta kun anna asyalam the win asyalam the fall ya komare kaleta kun anna banadum for election jai ya komare Collector Pinkerman, as Jalan the Wing, as Jalan the Fast, Yakaway, Collector Kidman, the Jalan for the Action Jai, Yakaway, Collector Pinkerman, as Jalan the Wing, as Jalan the Fast, Yakaway, Collector Kidman. Run the water, I can't run the bar, and get the night, my yet, Jabba, my name. Lakonia, apa namanya? Bukan jomolaya, bersodaya. Kawan pur muda, menurikan pur, mencari kenal Sudan. Sepakir bayo, bagai, bagai yang bagai berdialkan. Kamnen negol, curi dagai ciamen, jadi nubucan, cera dagai, bagai yang nadia. Round the top, round the top, mature, but they will in charge of the water, I can't want the bar and get the night, but yet, Jabba, my leg, Laconia, I can't remember the water from the where is so done. But when you put the bar, may no return. Mencari kenal Sudan, jangan dengar bagai, jangan yang bagai berdialkan je. Kamnen negol, curi dagai ciamen, seperti muncul kam cera balut, jangan yang nadia. Lawan ketopan, lawan ketopan, mencari kedai yang caji dari. Asyalam kumbat bercanda, asyalam kumbat tanda, asyalam peyar kumbat jejak, asyalam jangan say kenal Malaysia, asyalam cabur cat Canada, asyalam bakandang bakandang, asyalam peyar kumbat jejak, asyalam peyar mata lapor. Asyalam digundang, asyalam dibuatkan, asyalam. Wana wara, apa wanita, jalan banyak, siapa kemana mana, lakonia, apa wanita, bukan jomolaya, bersodaya. Kawan pur muda, menurikan pur. Mencari kenal Sudan, sepakir bayo, bagai, ba la ni ngam ba go ga dia kam lần này vậy tụi đã ra cha nên cái gì mình được chẳng tâm chơi ra ra luôn ba lần nó nhận ra kìa rồi có cho phần rồi mới là có cho phần nó chơi và đây vậy mình trai cái đứa mình ta lên Wanna water, I can't want me down, get it, my yet, cha bác cái má nó lên, rồi con ra. Hapa wajina dikare kama ba iso danya kawanya por mega me nuri kan por muchar kenal Sudan dasar arman bayu bapak balai menang labur ke dia tam mega wira ga chanen ke Sudan itu tam cerda balu balai menang nak Sebab jemput senjai, jago mereka kemana? Jalan begin, jalan dekat, jago mereka kemana? Banyak jemput election jai, jago mereka.
Thank you so much. Group, one of the best of the independent. Welcome, my brother, Andrew. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Isaac, once again. We're going ahead with our program, but I just want to acknowledge the presence of our brother Samuel Lueth and Friday Okuch, who was around there watching and very exciting. They are very happy to join and commenting and just congratulate all of us who are here in the show. Thank you, guys, from the far right, somewhere in the northern Victoria, and the other one is in the western suburb of Victoria, Australia. Now, we're going to go to our brother Mabor Majur. Just a moment. We're going to go to our brother Mabor, who is the next speaker, who is going to highlight us with the very important topic that we are.
I would like to ask Mabur to open his camera so that the public will see his face when he's addressing the people. Hello, Mabur, are you there?
Yeah.
I think my background is not okay, but I'm okay like this. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we would like to see your face.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, that's fine. You want to see my face?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, thank you. That's good. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, can I introduce Mabor, please?
Go ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we know we're celebrating the independence and also the achievement and relationship that the SPLM political party has built throughout since the founding here in Australia. We have built a lot of relationship with a lot of agencies, organizations, or South Sudanese communities here in Australia. And among them is our brother, who is also one of our intellectuals here in Australia, our brother Mabor Majur. Mabor is executive director for the Center of Migrant and Refugee. He also a member of Society for South Sudanese Professionals in Australia. He is also a managing director for Sudanese Mothers Coalition in Victoria. He is also advisor and chief editor for Lake State Media and an active member of SPLM political party in Australia and in Victoria. As you can see from the introduction, he is one of the resourceful person that we have here who is behind all our success. He never leaves the party by itself. He's always there when we need him. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our brother, Mabor Majur. Mabor, as you can see from your introduction here, I think our viewers all understand what kind of person you are. We are in the middle of pandemic, and not just coronavirus. We have a lot of health issues that our community, and SPLM is part of the world community, is part of South Sudanese community. So without the community, the party will not exist. So we are asking you, what are some of the health issues, challenges that the community is facing, and it also can jeopardize the activities of the SPLM as a political party? You're welcome, my brother. Unmute yourself.
First of all, I would just want,
Unmute yourself.
to apologize. First of all, do you hear me?
Yeah.
First of all, I would just want to apologize in advance if I drop out because my internet is very poor, and I would just want to acknowledge and respect the traditional owners of this land on which we operate. We pay respect to their elders past, present, and the future, and committed to organizing their cultures and traditional work that we do here in Victoria as well as Australia at large. I would also want to acknowledge the SPLM leadership in Victoria, the Mothers Coalition led by Monica and the UN. I would also want to acknowledge the presence of Byung as an executive officer for Rise that has really worked hard tirelessly throughout pandemic in ensuring that they provide education to our kids. I would also want to acknowledge the members of Lagos State Media, especially Isaac, and also the rest of the members that have come on board today to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the SPLM. First of all, I think my colleagues have spoken about the SPLM shipment, but I would just want to step in to say one of the things that I've observed as Jejamar, that the strength that we've grown with come only with continual efforts that we put throughout the struggle. And so our strength today as Jejamar realized within the country that we've achieved independence 10 years ago, of which we today try to celebrate its anniversary. We have gone through hardship and struggle and decide not to surrender at all. And that is what our strength, that as Jejamar, as people that have fought for that land. But more so, what we need to do is to ensure that we emulate those strengths into our own capacities to ensure that we develop our own country in terms of leadership, economic prosperity, and any strategic alliance that we can do outside the country. In that, living in Australia, we have a lot of opportunities that we can try to exploit to ensure that we also help our people back at home. And more so, most people who are known for their own struggle actually do not surrender for their defeats. And so the work that we still do today comes with the known suffering that we've faced, the struggle, the loss, and the founding issues that we've struggling or we found along the way. Now, talking about the SPLM present in Victoria and how health issues are made to be challenges to us. We have COVID-19 that all of us witness, that our people are really suffering in terms of what we see that could jeopardize our work, could jeopardize our lives in Australia. We have a few cases globally. As we talk today, we have about 516,000 new infections that are going on globally, leave alone Australia. We have also about 1.8 million deaths that have already been realized. We have about 3.4 million vaccine that has already been administered. So the challenge here with our community actually is to ensure that we also need to listen to our own health professional, to ensure that the advice that are given should be followed. Because this pandemic, no one knows how it will end. It might live with us, it might go away, but only if we understand what is being told by authorities to ensure that we prevent a new infection to our families, to our community, and to our colleagues that we are working with. So it is important always that we look out. We look out for collaboration strategies. We look out for partnership with other organizations, as we are doing within the Center for Migrant and Refugee Health, that has been working tirelessly to ensure that we advocate on behalf of our community members, especially in the area of mental health and other infectious diseases, as well as chronic diseases that most of our people are suffering on. We have a lot of prevalence of diabetes, high blood pressure that we are witnessing today in our community, that we need also to ensure that our people also need to seek advice from their GPs and their doctors that are working with, to ensure that they have better health outcome outside or throughout COVID-19 pandemic. So having said this, I would just want to acknowledge the opportunity that has been given to me by the SPLM leadership to talk about health. And if there's more questions that you would want to ask, please don't hesitate to put them on box. I'm here to answer them back to you, and anything that pertaining health that we are facing today in Victoria, as well as outside Victoria. And how can we help our people back home also? It's also important. So otherwise, we just want to say that thank you very much, the leadership of SPLM, for giving me such a great opportunity. I'll be here for you, and thank you very much. Bye.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Mabur. Welcome again. I would like to say thank you, Brother Mabur, for your informative opportunity. And I would like to give this opportunity to our brother David Lokudu. David Lokudu, as I introduced him a few minutes ago, he is one of our active member and a member of executive in Australian SPLM Provisional Committee, and he's going to talk briefly on the achievement of the SPLM as a party here in Australia and all our states, and the challenges that we have had throughout the 3 years that we went through when we come in the office. So David Lokudu, you will be given this chance, but let me just reflect this and give you this information that I know we have stayed long waiting for our guest speakers. One of them is ready to come in, but just once David finishes, our guest will join us as soon as possible. Let me give this chance to David Lokudu to give us a reflection on our achievement and the difficulties or challenges that we had throughout the 3 years of our term in the office.
Unmute.
Welcome, David.
Unmute. Yeah, unmute. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Andrew, for giving me a second chance. And thank you, the audience and Lake State Media. I will be very brief, but I wanted to take us back to the beginning. Let me say how SPLM became so vibrant here in Victoria. I'm very glad to be part of it. And this history could be traced back to 20 years ago. When we first came here in Victoria, of course, the number of SPLM supporters were still very few, especially those who came from Kakuma, some came from Cairo, and some came from other parts of the world. And the first initiative that the SPLM members who were there by then, that was from the year 2000, was to establish a formal office of the SPLM. That was done. And it marked the beginning of a formal and structured SPLM office here in Victoria. We have to be proud for that. The SPLM party played a greater role in promoting unity among South Sudanese in Victoria. We were very active in celebrating our events collectively and together with leaders of the community. And that was really something which the SPLM members here should be proud of. Another big achievement that we will never forget as members of this party is when we were confronted with the referendum. Honestly speaking, those who were there and those who are listening now, you will all agree with me that the SPLM played the biggest role, not only here in Victoria and across Australia as a whole. That we cannot forget. That was a very big achievement. And we continued to celebrate, and we celebrated the biggest Independence Day of South Sudan. And we did all other things that we can do to bring peace and harmony among South Sudanese in Victoria. Now, I didn't stay long. I relocated back to South Sudan. For 4 years, I came back. And I know the spirit of nationhood existed in the hearts and the minds and the souls of members of SPLM. Despite all dramas, all stumbles, and all political activities which confronted us, as all of us know, I cannot go into that. There are other people who can talk more about that. Still, SPLM as a party has got its members, and the members are there, they are active. That is why we are able to come together today to this celebration. If it was not because of the COVID lockdown, I think this day, or the day maybe last week, could have been the most colorful one for us here. Because it marks 10 years. 10 years. This is very historical. Indeed, we did have some challenges. And one of the biggest challenge has been associated with developments back from home, from our country, especially developments which actually affected the party. And as members of the same party, it also affected us here. But despite this, even children of the same father usually fight, but they don't usually abandon their father anyway. They may abandon it temporarily, but they will come back again. That's why we're seeing still coming back are still there. So these revelations affected the party here, affected the unity of the party, and affected the unity of the people itself. But it doesn't mean that we have to end there. In the last 3 years, if it was not because of the COVID, I think by now things have come back to where they are supposed to be. SPLM could have come back now with all its strength, as it has been for years. And our members are always there active. Whenever there is something, they always call. And the leadership also calls them. So let us not think that the current revelations is only SPLM which has been affected. Everybody has been affected. Governments all across the world have been affected by this COVID. So as Australia as a whole, of course, there was a period where there was a vacuum of a nationwide leadership, or let me say a continental leadership here in Australia. Since Comrade Mariano left, and then we didn't have a well-designed leadership after him until so recently that the provisional office has been established, and I'm very proud to be a member of it. And that together we will work towards the development and the strengthening of the SPLM party in Victoria and in Australia as a whole. Brothers, as time is going, comrades, I will not dwell a lot, but let me assure you that the spirit is still there in the hearts of the people, and the members are there. They are very active. They are there. This time, we need to focus on more mobilization, and we really need to have two major things in our hearts. How do we mobilize the youth, and how do we create a spirit of unity among the communities? Thank you very much. Are you there?
Dr. David Lokudu.
Yes, I've concluded.
Yes, Agar. Okay, Agar, can you bring me up, please?
Yeah, you are here. You are here already. Yeah, you can speak now. Andrew.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, Brother Agar. Now, I just want to acknowledge some of the watching around. We got our brother Santino, who's watching. Dr. Santino is one of our advisors. He's very happy, and he just said the program is very beautiful, and he wish he could, but soon, maybe later, he will begin to join us. Also, I want to acknowledge President of the Chairman of the Advisory Committee, Brother Arcangelo Newell Madud, who is also watching. He will join us soon. And also the Secretary of Advisory Body, Dr. William Abur, is also watching and is commenting and is saying he's very happy to see the program is going smoothly, and he's so happy to be part of this Tiger group. And now we're going to give a 25% for women, even in this program. You know, women are always part of our society. Without the women, no men. Without men, and no woman, no cry. Today we have a very beautiful ladies here with us. They are not just beautiful, they are mothers. Of course, without the mother, things are not going to look well. And I can see they're smiling of their 25%. Our sister Monica and Ayuen are here. Ladies, my question goes to you. Can you give us a kind of a reflection of your role within the SPLM here, and what you would have done if we were to celebrate this event in a public hall or in a park? What is the role of women in the SPLM here in Australia? What have you done? You're just most welcome. Any of you can jump in. Monica or Ayuen. I hope you're not sleeping on a couch.
We're not sleeping. Monica, could you say something? I will give you the chance.
Okay. Thank you. And, thank you, Andrew. Okay. بشكركم شديد وحاجة بسيطة أنا بقوله like you said it, Andrew. نحن النسوان أساسا عندنا رول كبير for in حركة عندنا رول كبير. إنت لما تشوفوا كده حركة بدأ نسوان كان عنده رول كبير شديد، لأنه النسوان يا كان كل شيء. كان خطونا هناك، ما خطونا بس عشان ندي يالو ونقودوا بس، خطونا هناك عشان نكونوا يعني شكل بتاعنا كان شكل وحيد شديد، لأنه نحن يا موبلايز حاجة اسم فودا نحن يا كان بيجيبوا، لا نحن يا بيعمل علاج لمعوقين. So ده كان وحيدة بتاع النسوان اللي كان قاعدين يعملوا في هنا في الحركة. كان عندنا رول كبير شديد، وعندنا قاعدين نلتي وقاعدين نمسك ويال ده كمان في نفس المحل ديل. منطقة لاجين عملوا عشان النسوان يقدر يشوف معوقين، واهتمام بتاع من كله كان في مسؤوليات بتاع الجيش. So ده كان رول بتاعنا كبير. لما نرجع في هنا في أستراليا عندنا رول كبير شديد على مثلنا هنا. For example أنا أتكلم بوظيفة بتاعتي. أنا ماسكه like mother closure. عندنا هنا ده organization ده قاعدين نعمل اهتمام بتاع النسوان وكيف how we can empower women. We got عندنا حاجات كتير. Our children, we have also how we can bring our children in. We have young people that who are not communicate with us very well, like they just run away from their houses, and they also those are our role. We need to mobilize them and bring them back. So to do that, actually, we need a good way that we can talk with them. We can create activities for them, and we can do a lot of things looking after them, especially when during coronavirus, it affecting us a lot in so many different ways. We have a role that we're looking after our elderly people and young people, that we can cook the food and we distribute the food for them. So those are the things we've been doing, and we have a role that the mothers in a nahaya بتاع education هم كمان عندنا تعليم بتاع الكبار كان مفروض بنعمله، لكن مشكلة هنا عشان كورونا فيروس بقى كلاسز كل ما لما نقول نبدأ كلاسز أجاد كل كورونا فيروس بقطعه برا بيعمل هنا ده. ما بخلينا عشان نقدر نعمل. But we have a lot of activities that we can do to the women on online. Sometime we can do, if we have a time, we can go to the we can do face-to-face activities. Those are the things we can do. And also our role in haraka ma nasi na kulu هنا في chapter بتاع SPLA. أنا كمان كadvisor في بتاع chapter. أنا role بتاعنا أساسا like David وماسكنا هو شغل بتاعه ماشي كويس، واحنا هنا قاعدين نراقبه شديد، قاعدين نشوفه، قاعدين نساعده شديد في حركة. because حركة هنا ده زي يوم ده وكده عملوا ريفرندوم هنا ما نسينا أي حاجة. وقفنا شديد وعملنا وجود بتاعنا كنسوان بتاع الحركة. يعني رول بتاعنا كان قوي شديد. أننا عملنا مبلغ شديد في بلدنا until عملنا
Okna, Monica, Yar, I just will need to break in here to let you know, all guys, we have a mix of us here. Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin is among us here. We need to welcome him with loud and clear things. Welcome to Lagos State Media, Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin.
As far as Australia,
Unmute yourself.
Unmute.
Indeed.
I say I'm happy to be with you. I'm now actually in Rome. We are here with a large revitalized transitional government of national unity delegation. Yeah. We are here to negotiate peace with the non-signatories to the revitalized agreement on the resolution of conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. So we are on a peace mission mediated by San Egidio, which is a Catholic community organization that works for peace throughout the world. So it is nice to see all of you. Good morning with us. I don't know whether it's night with you, but here is good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, we love this link between us coming from a great country and also to be with our diaspora. I'm happy on behalf of my delegation here. We are happy that you are together and at least sharing ideas and remembering your country. It's very, very important There's nothing important in life as to have a country. You may have political differences, but country is what brings you together. And if there are problems in your country, you don't throw up your hands and you say to hell with it. Let that country go its own way, and you begin to say more negatives about your country than having a positive criticism that yes, there's a problem, but after all, it is my country. So I'm glad that the SPLM group who are there, and نحن مبسوطين جدا إن نشوفكم أنتم مع بعض. That is something important. I was just in northern Bahr el Ghazal, where one diaspora, somebody called Albino Achak Deng, built a wonderful secondary school in a wheel town, taking nearly 1,200 or 1,000 students, of which 600 are girls and 400 boys. For the first time, the women are taking over. Congratulations. That is,
Thank you. That's
great
good.
news. But thank you for inviting me to be with you.
That's good.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Honorable Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin. We know the task that you are doing in Rome to reconcile, as you has mentioned it, is a part of the work that the SPLM has launched the war against the Sudan, that is Sudan People Liberation Movement. And when we have succeeded in referendum in 2011 to be independent country, we become independent nation. And now, though there are grievances and other things that has come up, so we still trying to call unity among all of us, and that's what we are doing here. Thank you so much for taking this time to join us in Lake State Media Show this morning. My brother who is holding this show from chapter is the General Secretary, Andrew. Are you there? You can pick up. If there is any question that anyone want to ask Dr. Barnaba, you can just the one who can appoint people.
Well, can I come in? Because I'm supposed to go for a meeting now.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Yes, you can come in. Just continue and give us also a brief of the meeting that you are doing with the Soma and the rest of the rebel groups in Rome. Feed us. We are always anxious to hear this good news coming out, how you are people trying to bring us together. So just continue.
Yes. I just make a few comments because we have to rush in for the negotiations. First of all, I congratulate you all, the SPLM in the area, in Australia, in your chapter, and the fact that you can bring all your people together. I think that is very important. This number two, I want you people always to identify that your home is the Republic of South Sudan and that you are South Sudanese, rather than calling ourselves that I am Dinka, Nuer, Bari, Moro, all these type of names, which are or any other of the 64 tribes. Let us always identify ourselves as South Sudanese, despite to build that nation. That is one people, one nation, and one identity. So continue to bring your people together. Now here we are meeting a Soma group, the one led by Comrade Pagana Moom and Paul Malone. And we have been speaking the last 2 days. And the talk is how we can bring all our people together behind one agreement that we have signed. That is the revitalized agreement on the Republic of the conflict on the Republic of South Sudan. I think this we are discussing in a positive manner so that those outside who have not signed the peace agreement can join.
I think
the rest of
Dr. Mariel Benjamin is having some connection or network
No, it's well clear. It's loud and clear. It's maybe your side.
Yes, I'm happy to hear that. So
Yeah.
our message is that our President Salva Kiir Mayardit and our government, the revitalized transitional government of national unity, which consists of all the political parties that have signed it. It is actually a coalition government of some kind, has brought all our different political parties together, and we are now in one government led by President Kiir. So we are doing this to bring the other opposition groups which are outside to join this wonderful unity in our country. So we want you also as diaspora also to bring unity among ourselves and support your government. You know, if you see the state of Israel, there are more Jews in New York than there are in Israel. And all those Jews in New York and all over the world, they always support their home. And that is the Israeli government at home. You should do the same. Despite some of the criticism, some of the mistakes we might have done, you should always stand behind your government and assist in trying to resolve the issue, not to break us up. That is very, very important. The role of diaspora is very, very important. You are very strategic in upholding the identity of the people of South Sudan. So we wish you well in Australia. I'm sure one day the president will be coming there, and you never know. Maybe myself, I'll also be coming there and meet all.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin is the Minister of the Presidential Office Affairs, and his network, I think, is a bit playing up now, but we heard his message. And the question that is ringing in the mind of the people is the mission that he is in Rome. If you can hear us, Dr. Barnaba, the question that ringing in the mind of the people, how far you have gone, the ruling party and the Soma negotiation, he lost. He just dropped. He may come back. Sorry for that. He dropped off because of the network, and we appreciate his presence. And we say that the Salam Ja, that song was selected already by some of my colleagues, and this is before I allowed everybody to comment and say anything. We should appreciate this moment. I think they are the one who are coming in. I heard somebody's coming back. Bola Wing is my yeah. So this is the thing that we need to acknowledge. Okay, all right. We have music. Salam Ja. Salam is a very important word that to use and also to put in action. We cannot just say it in the word, but we cannot implement it. That's the reason we have been in problem. So just listen to this brother of mine. He's a good artist of South Sudan.
Fakir mada salam, Rial ude salam. Morning biga tamam, biga murta, motoron anjil. Jalam ya, iyunu me, betalau, kejejen, betalau, abuga salam ya, matakore jalam ya, mama salam ya. Take, ul fakir jalam take, yang majar jalam take, wanika salam take, tabandenga salam take, dol fakir mada salam ya lutu salam onin biga tamam biga murta motorona jil salam ya yunu me betalau bejejen betalau abuba salam ya batakore salam ya mama salam ya salam take wane konga salam take jadala salam take akujino bulung salam take Emmanuel adi salam take tumkulu salam takun intumkulu salam takun etere kulum salam takun dol fakir mada salam ya lutu salam onin biga tamam biga murta motorona jil salam ya yunu me betalau bejejen betalau abuba salam ya batakore salam ya mama salam ya salam take kal menyang salam take kal menyang salam take ay jang mamur salam take ay jang mamur salam take dol fakir mada salam ya lutu salam monin biga tamam biga murta motorona jil salam ya yunu me betalau bejejen betalau abuba salam ya batakore salam ya mama salam ya.
Shukran jazilan Mama Monica Yarmajak. Sorry for interrupting you. The floor was yours, and we were interrupted by our elder and his comrade, Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin. Is the president's minister of the presidential affairs. Is one negotiating the peace agreement, as we have heard from him. He's doing a great job to bring all of us together for the grievances, the just few grievances that we have as a nation. We should abolish them. We come together, working hand in hand, and we can build our country. So give it back to you, and my brother Andrew. I gave you floor before. I think you have a problem with the network. You're a bit slow. That's why I just kick in with the music and all these things, and it was a bit of delay. I need to fill that gap. So thank you for being patient. I didn't grab your position. Yeah, I read your message.
Well,
Okay.
that's not a problem. It just to follow the protocol, but that is okay. You have jumped in and covered the gap, which is that's a technical way of filling delayment.
That's
so
right.
We will leave sister to continue ahead with our beautiful speech. Go ahead, Monica.
Okay, أنا بشكركم كمان أنا طبعا أنا كان واقف في هنا قبل كنت في وكده ملورو فريندوم هنا كنا قاعدين فيه أنا ويوين وفي نسوان تانيين like ناس كوكويا هم فيشين هنا. ده نسوان كان شددوا شديد في referendum until referendum جا عملوا. فحاجة بسيط بس أنا داير نقوله للناس بتاعنا هنا especially في فيكتوريا. نحن أساسا بنهبوا عشان نشجعوا للناس بتاعنا back home و country بتاعنا. 25% بتاع النسوان أنا بستأذن منكم هالليلة لما نحن نكون هنا لازم انتوا تستخدمونا كمان زي نسوان الفساو السودان. نسوان بتاع ساو السودان هم قاعدين يعملوا 25% بتاعهم، هم مشى بيون ده. لكن احنا هنا في الدياسبرا أننا لسه شديد بورا، لأنه نحن we commit ourselves. If there is any job, we will commit ourselves to work hard, but بعد شوية نحن بمشي بيعزلونا تاني، ما بيجيبونا فوق. ده حاجة أنا داير نستأذن منكم عشان انتوا تشوفوا في برنامج ده. النسوان لازم يكون معكم، لأنه النسوان يأكل شيء، النسوان بيعمل حاجات كتير. انتوا قاعدين تشوفوا هسه في بلد يوم ده في حركة نسوان ما نقصوا فيها حاجة، هم شددوا شديد وعملوا مجهود بتعمل حتى حركة طلع. نسوان عمل مجهود كبير شديد. فأنا كمان ككتيبة بنات بقول لكم thank you so much for 10th anniversary, and to celebrate this 10th anniversary is really very, very, very important for us, for our country. Even though there's a lot of problem there, we can't see those problems because we love our country, and we were this the country people were fighting for. And there's a lot of people who lost their life because of this country. So we appreciate that. I appreciate it so much for us to be here today. So thank you so much. I will stop there. And Katiba Banat, moral bataman folk maakum ونسوان معكم. أنينا دايرين 25% بتاعنا يكون موجود زي بتاع السودان للناس بتاع أستراليا. وشكرا شديد. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Andrew, take the floor.
Well, thank you, Comrade Monica. And we still have Comrade Ayuen around. If she wants to say something additional to what I just, so we can give a chance to Bolawing. Ayuen?
She's on mute.
You hear me?
It's your time now.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, because I got a problem with the mic.
Yes,
I don't know if now it's low. I can't hear properly even.
You are loud and
Yeah,
clear. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. You are clear.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit because I will thank Monica because what she said, I think all of our role in SPLM, Monica said it. But for me, I will add a small thing. Like Monica said, about 25% for us. I think 25% we need us to be bring up because nobody take care about 25%. They will give us like a job. Like people like to talk about 25% all the time to say, we will give you 40, we will give you 30, and they not take something very important. This is our problem, all the women. They're talking about 25% all the time. But we don't need to complain today because we are in celebration. We are happy. We want to support SPLM more and more. And we are going to mobilize more women and our children too to come up to support South Sudan because we don't want to complain today. Today is not the day for complaining. It's a day for celebration. But everybody is happy. And I'm not going to talk much because everything is said. Like David said a lot of things. Even some word there is mine, but he said it. But I will stop here and I will thank everybody here. And I will say good evening for everybody and thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Why you laughing?
I hope the 25% is fulfilled. I can see the glimpse and the smiles going around the faces of Ayuen and Monica. So the 25% is already been divided between you. So now I can see remain 15%. Maybe we'll fill it later. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we have just heard from uh, our guest speaker, Benjamin Mariel, who is uh, the Minister of the Presidential Affairs in the Office of the President, who is in Rome now. He gave us a very brief information about our country, our role in diaspora, and even his duty in Rome. What is he doing? But it was just unfortunate that the network was not allowing him, to be with us quite long, and he's also having some commitment in Rome. But in the end, we appreciate his presence with us. Now, I'll give a chance to our community elder and a leader of Jing uh, community in Victoria, our brother Bola Weng, who is going to give us some of his insight about the SPLM relationship with the community and how we can build that relationship to improve, as Barnaba just said, to improve our relationship with our motherland. Bol, you are most welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Comrade Andrew, for giving me this great opportunity on behalf of the community. Of course, I'm going to talk on behalf of the community as a leader of the community, and the community is part of the political institution. Without community, the political institution will not be very functionable. And my focus will be based on the peace implementation and the reconciliation, unity, development, and service delivery, because that is where the community will get benefit. And before I go in detail in that, I would like to acknowledge the Lagos State media for hosting this very important event, and also thanks the leadership of the SPLM in Australia, led by David Tang and His Deputy David Kaikadia and Secretary Mr. Andrew Wedo, and all the members of the office, because you have been actually trying to establish and push SPLM to move forward as a unity party, and also provide the service and unite. So thank you for that, and also not forget to thank our president and the government of South Sudan and all the political parties who signed the peace agreement and now working onwards, so to make sure that the peace implementation is implemented accordingly. So in order to silence the gun and shift it into development. And also we acknowledge our heroes and heroines who have given their lives to get us free and get our independence. That's important. Now, between the community and the political institution that I mentioned before, we always lack, as a community, always lack our political institution to be stable and also be function and unite, because that's where the community will live in peace and also enjoy the service that the government will deliver. Recently, I was in South Sudan. I just came from South Sudan about 2 weeks ago, and I met with all our leaders, some of our leaders, including the honorable minister who was just spoke before. I met him. I met him in his office, and we discussed the interest of the IPA community and how the role of the IPA community will be acknowledged and supported by our leaders in South Sudan. So now, as a community, we're always supporting SPLM as a ruling party, and of course, the other political parties in South Sudan. As a community, we are always want them to be united and put forward the benefits of our nation, of our people. That's what we are always looking forward, and we strongly support the party to do that. Our role as a community in Australia and all other countries and back home is to see the peace implementation is taking place, and it, of course, is taking place, although it's too slow. But it's good because there is no a sound of gun, so people are living in peace in Juba. But we need to see more. We want to see all political party leaders, including our president and first vice president Dr. Young Mishar, and all other political parties in the peace agreement, to be ready and build trust among themselves in order to prevent other war to happen in South Sudan, because our people are really suffering. So on behalf of the community, I'm appealing in that, and the role of the intellectual in the IFRA is also important. Like the minister said before, you as intellectual and the members of the SPLM, you need to be united. You need to support the country. You need to forgive among yourselves, because you are the eye of the country, you are the eye of the community. Without your positive role, we will never see the peace, permanent peace in South Sudan. So people back home are wanted you to be positive. So what you are saying?
Hang on.
I think
thank you. Let me just cut you short. We have our comrade Honorable Isaac Bonmakweng is here with us. We would like to give him flowers for welcoming and to join us in this show to say some few words to all of us, and then we will come in. Yeah.
Now we will welcome him later. Let Ball finish, then we welcome him later. Let Ball finish first.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I leave it to you.
Yeah,
Yes, comrade.
Yes, hello.
Hello,
Ball.
yes, I'm online.
Ball, yes. Okay. How are you? All right, no
I'm
problem.
fine, comrades.
We will
I'm
introduce
fine,
you in
and
a few
it's
minutes.
good to be with you. How are you there?
We are doing good. Thank you so much.
We are good. We are very good. Thank you very much. We will welcome you soon, in a few minutes.
Okay, that's great. In fact, I would like to thank you so much, Comrade David Tang, the interim chairman, with your executive. I want to say this day is very great to you, to me, and to the generations of South Sudan that will be born again. It is an important day in which we think about our loved ones that have been lost during the war, and we also think of a country that we want to build and leave to the coming generations. I'm glad to talk to you as my community, my countrymen and women, my comrades. This is very important, and especially to you, those who are diaspora. We have always counted on you. Your contribution to the liberation movement has been very, very, very paramount. You were ambassadors of South Sudan when we didn't have one. You campaigned for our independence, for humanitarian support. You supported us during the COVID-19 epidemic. So you have played a very vital role. Now, in our country today, as we are, I'm sure Honorable Dr. Barnao Maral has already talked to you about the developments in our country, how peace building is taking place, how reconciliation and love is coming back again to people of South Sudan. As we think about today, we are thinking not only about ourselves, even those grandfathers who fought for us. You may say this independence is really a very expensive independence in the whole world, because the struggle took centuries for us to arrive where we are today. We recall, and especially from the very short history, when the Turks the Arabs and the British invaded our country, South Sudan. They enslaved us, they humiliated us, they colonized us, they plundered our resources. But in the process, our people resisted. The wave of generations have conducted a very, very big liberation movement. And so the struggle for independence was even about 200 years ago that we struggled to be independent. When our great grandfathers fought with Turks, they fought with the British, they fought with Arabs. Now, who are these people? From the current memory, we know that it started with generation, specifically during the Mahdiya, when most of our people were taken into slavery. But our people fought. People like Ariad Makwe, people like Munding, people like King Budwe, people like Kona Nok, people like Malwal Matiang. These were great leaders who fought, but they were defeated because they were fighting as single communities. They were not fighting together as a united force. So we had that generation. We have not lost their value because the torch of the struggle was handed over to us by this generation, and it's very important for us to count them. Again, they did not stop. When we were, our communities that were scattered together were brought together by the missionaries, the church, that brought different children from different communities. They were taught in one school, they were eating together, and they discovered that they were one people. That was how a Zande, a Nuer, a Dinka, a Moro, a Letuka, a Taposa, a Krej became South Sudanese. That's where they knew each other, and they built a united front. And that took them to the Taurid Revolution of 1955. In 1955, people were defeated again because we did not have arms. Our foreign policy was weak. We did not have people to spread our information in Australia, in America, in Europe. Like today, we have you people everywhere. We have you in Europe, we have you in Australia, we have you in America. And that's why I said the diaspora is the strongest wing of liberation movement of independence of South Sudan. So we slip into Anyanya, and that Anyanya had its leaders. The leaders fought also. The people, the population of South Sudan fought, were led by leaders like Jaden, Gordon Motat, William Deng Nial, Joseph Boudreau, and Joseph Lago, until we got the autonomy. And at the autonomy, we were united, and we also managed South Sudan as a unit. It was the consistent humiliation, the consistent colonization, the consistent marginalization that made us again to form the SPLM in 1980. And finally, we broke the bone of the enemy. We became an independent country. And so we now have an independent South Sudan. Our independent South Sudan, we, of course, were angels. We slipped into mistakes. We kill each other, which is a fact. We cannot deny it. We lost control of ourselves, and we did a lot of mistakes. But now we are coming to ourselves. We are coming to ourselves by forgiving one another, by understanding that the country needs all of us. It doesn't need one person or one ethnic group. It needs everyone. And by holding to our very principle of the liberation movement, unity, equality, justice, and prosperity, if we deviate from this, we don't have a nation. And that's what the people of South Sudan must hold to today. We will not say that everyone is an SPLM in the country, but there are citizens, whether they are opposed to SPLM or they are not, they are citizens. And we have an obligation to respect them and deliver services to everyone, respect their opinion, and also ask them to provide their ideas how we can build this nation. That is the South Sudan we want. A South Sudan where all of us feel comfortable with, where each and every one of us is ready to sacrifice for South Sudan. Because if we lose it will not because we have lost it is because we have given it away. And there are many ways of giving a country away. Either we tear it apart, we become corrupt, we don't become accountable, and even we welcome foreigners more than we welcome ourselves. That attitude is for us to know, and it is important for people to remember the process of liberation. The people, the martyrs, the heroes and heroines who lay down their lives, because we are here today to celebrate an independent day where those people even do not know what has happened after them. The people who died, the people who fought. So the mission is for we the living. Those of us who are alive must take care of it, such that we hand over the destiny of this country from generation to generation without deviating. This is very important message for us, for you and for me, and for others. That's where our common reference comes from. Our common reference point is that do anything for South Sudan, not because of me, not because of Salva Kiir, not because of Riek Machar, not because of Waniga, not because of whoever, but because South Sudan is your mother and your father. Forget about me, forget about everybody. Our allegiance, comrades, is to the motherland, South Sudan. That's very important for us to take note of. If your allegiance is to me, you are wasting your time, because I am perishable. I can die today and South Sudan will remain. South Sudan will remain and remain and remain forever. And that's where I need comrades, people of South Sudan, my countrymen and women, my community, to take note of these things. All that I'm saying are my views, what I think about South Sudan. Because I have been in the two wars as a child soldier in Anyanya, and also I was in the SPLM. And I can be any other movement if the interest of South Sudan is at stake. With my current age, I'm still capable of making a contribution where I am needed to do one. So for you, be ready. Be ready, the call of that country is on us. As we talk now, the country needs people who have seen, who are exposed to new way of doing things. Diaspora is our alternative in terms of the skills of managing a nation. You have it all. You have seen how countries are built, whether how opposition is managed in a country by the ruling party, how government infrastructure machinery and the developmental projects are done to meet the aspirations and needs of South Sudan. You have seen it all. And at the end of the day, when we are together in South Sudan, we build the country of our dream. Because we have the chance, we are lucky to be the last country to be independent. So we can learn from mistakes that have been done by other countries. South Sudan is said to have 64 tribes. There are countries in Africa that have 90 or over 100 tribes, and they are managing their affairs. But South Sudan, in a nutshell, is having about 3 to 4 tribes. You only have the Nilotics, you have the Nilemites, and you have the Bantus. Full stop. The rest is history. What you are talking about as 64 tribes is not been holding. But nevertheless, for the sake of our understanding, we must come down to every level. We must come down, whether a tribe is having 5 people as a population, we respect that tribe. In South Sudan, we need a country where majority is not determined by the number of people of the ethnic group. We want to determine our destiny by the idea that commands more support from people of South Sudan, an idea that unites us, an idea that we work for. In that idea, you don't see yourself as a Dinka or a Nuer or what. It is an idea where you think. You compete through ideas that are popular, not ideas that are ethnic. When you revert to an idea that is favoring an ethnic group and it doesn't actually benefit the other ethnic group, obviously you are against independence of that country. And by the way, it is you, because I can see all of your faces, you are younger than me. It is you who are responsible for the mission, the current mission, the present mission of taking South Sudan to another level is your responsibility. And not only you as a group, to each and every individual among you, be it understood that you have a mission. You have a mission. You get something which you think you can say you can do. Don't be afraid. Don't shy. Don't think that you come from a small community and so nobody will hear you. That is not true. In politics, and especially politics of nation and state building, it is the idea that matters. Wherever it comes from, it will be supported by. So come up with ideas where our people will find themselves into it. When you have an idea where others don't get into it, then that idea is not about your country. It is about you. It is about your interests, maybe with a small group around you. We have woken up. We have arrived. When I say we have woken up and we have arrived, it is 2 things. One, we are conscious about a country. We know what sovereignty is. We know how respectful people are when they have a country. When we got our independence, we heard it that our current president, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, raised the flag of independence on the 9th of July. And then a few weeks later on, His Excellency, the Vice President by then, Dr. Yang Machar, raised our flag at the United Nations. That was beautiful. That was history. For us, that's a honor that will go into the history of our generations. Let us not abuse it. Let us not abuse it. Any little opportunity you have got to contribute to your nation, it is important for us. In the end, all of us will be in the annals of the history of our country. What we are doing today will remain and will be read by our children and the children of our children. For you, as I continue to remind you, take up important issues. Prepare to write our history. A very decent history we will be admired by our people worldwide, in South Sudan, in Europe, in Africa, in the Americas, and in Australia. That one is an important. Bring us skills where practical delivery of services is noticed. We are suffering today because we are new. We are new in the trade of managing a nation. We are new into it. We are cheated. We are cheated not only by the big powers, even by our region is cheating us. But the best thing we need to do is to build knowledge now. Start building knowledge from where you are. When you have the knowledge, you will not be cheated again. Because the most potent weapon in the hand of anyone who is cheating another person is knowledge. I don't know how much time you have given me, my comrades, my countrymen and women, but I am really so happy to interact with you. And I would like to continue if I were the one dominating, but it is selfish of me to say that because you have a lot to deliver. You have a lot to rejoice. You have a lot to remember. Some of you were soldiers, child soldiers in the liberation movement. Some of you suffered in the prisons in Khartoum during the struggle. Some of you actually suffered laboring a very tedious journeys in your struggle to be where you are now. That one is all our struggle. People who were in the bush, people who were in Khartoum, people who were in diaspora, we have all struggled together. We have now to have a common thing, love for one another and love for our country. That one is very good. And want to bring it home. Bring it home without fear. Don't quarrel, but explain and insist that this is. Don't fight anybody, don't kill anybody, but insist that this one is wrong. This one must be stopped. This one must be corrected. And the way to correct it is to do this. When you criticize something, put something in place. Don't leave it open. What is bad there, say this is bad, and this is how it should be done. That is how we will learn as a nation and as people. We have a big mission. We are managing a country where we have a lot of challenges. Besides our small challenges, the CPA was not implemented fully. I want to remind you about that. It was not implemented fully because those were not demarcated. And that is leaving a very big vacuum. Like today, every neighboring country is cutting a chunk of land, annexing it to its country. I want you to take note of that. These are conflicts. These are things waiting for you. While we are busy quarreling ourselves, the region and the world is busy looting our resources. So we have not demarcated the borders between Khartoum and Juba. The second thing, the referendum on OBI was not done. This was an obligation of a movement called SPLM and a responsibility of people of South Sudan. It was not done. The third thing, popular consultations were not conducted in South Kordofan and Southern Blue Nile. That one also, we are indebted to all those. So if we want to have a mission, that mission is for us to take note of everything that has not been done. Because it is like when our great-fathers fought, those of Mundeng and those of Bariak. They did not win any war, but they made a point. They rejected foreigners dominating us. So it was handed over to Anyanya. Anyanya did his best and they got autonomy. But still there was something not complete. So SPLM took it out and it was handed over now to the living generation. It is up to you whether you remain where you are or you want to go further. So I want to take note of the point that CPA was not complete by then. But we went ahead with doing other things that can improve ourselves. So independence of South Sudan was a big achievement for us to have a platform. That's a platform for us to protect South Sudan as a peaceful land and to protect the South Sudanese that has been subjected to slavery, colonization, and suffering Abarazaman for over ages. That's very important, comrades. Now, having said this, I want to return to the chairman Comrade David Teng by thanking him for his leadership of the SPLM political party in diaspora. That interim position he has delivered. I'm glad that you people now, you are organized. The hate speech is coming down, because when you hated yourselves, you hated us, it was the same thing you were generating from outside that was coming to stir up problems in South Sudan. I'm glad that you people have stopped it. I have realized that you are no longer hostile to each other as before. Thank you, Comrade David, for your leadership, and thank you all the members of your executive committee, and thank you, the community in Australia, for being united to celebrate such an important day. You are our pride. We are proud of you. Please don't betray us. You betray us when you hate us. Advise us of how to do things, because the way we are in, we don't know where it is failing, but you can see, you can bring solutions. So you love us. I appeal to you to continue uniting and reconciling and build a community of people of South Sudan, regardless to whether you belong to which party. It is important that we are on one people. If we can learn from histories of other countries, where you are now, Australia, there are political parties. If any party comes up, it does not destroy the other party or the people who are supporting the other party. They build Australia. The same thing in the US. What Trump was doing, Biden is continuing with that in another way. So Biden will never destroy America or the interests of America. Let us differ. If I have committed something wrong, forgive. That's what we need now to adopt as an attitude. Forgiveness is paramount. And I want you, my community, my people, my comrades, to take this note of. Having said this, may God bless South Sudan. May God bless you in diaspora. May God bless the people of South Sudan. Thank you so much. Thank you, comrades. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Bol McQueen. And I would love if you can hang around for a while, because there are a few questions maybe from the audience they want to ask you. It will be good if you can hang around for 2 to 5 minutes and continue to join us while we are in our program. So the audience, if anybody has a question, or from the via our TV here, if anybody has a question, please pop around and ask Bol Makwen, the Secretary for External Affairs, the SPLM political party in South Sudan.
Okay, welcome.
Yes, if anybody has a question, please, you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. Before anyone, I just put down your questions, and those who are writing, who are not in the studio. I know the studio takes only 10 people, and I acknowledge those who are really trying to come in. Please just type your question underneath here, and we will reflect it or read it out to Honorable, the SPLM National Secretary of South Sudan Affairs and in External Affairs. Before that, let me just play this song. I need to play a song, and then while you are preparing yourself, let's have a get this look.
People need to prepare the questions.
We had a dream, running like a fire. We are free. We're living in the sun.
Your flag is waving freely in the air. Oh, let me hear you sing. We are free at last. 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 Remember the day, a day of jubilation. Freedom has come today. Salute the martyrs, salute the warriors. Freedom has come today. Rise up. Your banner is waving freely in the air. Rise up, your flag is waving freely in the air. Oh, let me hear you sing. We are free at last. 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 We were marginalized, but never surrendered. We choose to be free. We are free at last. They try to colonize us, to do away with our culture, and we said no, no. We are free at last. Across the bridge, in the promised land, let's celebrate our victory. We are free at last. We are in the promised land. We have made our history. Let's celebrate. We are free at last. 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 Sing it loud. We are free at last. 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 Sing it loud. We are free at last. 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 We are free at last.
Thank you so much for being patient and being with us in this good day, good morning, good afternoon, wherever everybody is tuning in. First of all, I would like to introduce the speaker, Honorable Isaac Bolmakweng. Is the minister, is the SPLM Minister of External Affairs. This is a national for the Republic of South Sudan. And is streaming. We appreciate your being present with us, Honorable, this morning in your area. It's night in Australia and different time in other countries. Andrew is the General Secretary of the SPLM chapter of Australia. I will give you the floor to make more introduction, and you control the questions. Those who want to ask any question to Honorable, this is your part. Thank you so much for joining. Lake State Media is welcoming everyone to air out any message. Andrew, welcome.
Thank you, Isaac, once again. And I just want to welcome our brother and our leader and secretary of External Affairs, Honorable Mr. Bol McQueen, who is Secretary of External Affairs of the SPLM in Juba. Personally, I've met Bol, and we had a good time in Juba. And I know him personally. He is a person who is passionate with the young people inclusion into the leadership position in South Sudan, and he's really working, and he meant it. He's working so hard for that, and not just in Australia, but all the young people in diaspora who are well equipped with knowledge to come and contribute to the nation building. I just want to say thank you, Bol, for joining us here to the
Welcome.
SPLM Australian Provisional Office and to the Lake State Media. Just to clarify to our audience, those who are confusing, why are we hosted by Lake State Media? The SPLM has a policy here. We develop our own local policy here in Australia. We go from state to state to celebrate the events of anniversaries of the SPLM, or even the national anniversary like independent. We started with Lake State. Next year, we may see and communicate with the other state, the SPLM members or their media, to join with us. That is what we're doing here. So people who are confusing and questioning, why are we hosted by Lake State Media? That is the point here. Now, we have some of our audience outside who are watching this show. We thank them, and I will ask them to prepare the question. We will hand the question to Bol, but for now, I will give a chance to our members who are here with us in the studio, if anybody has a question, so that our members who are not with us in the studio, maybe those who are prepared to ask the similar question, may change the question from now. Bol, you'll be ready for some questions from our members here. I got with me here Dr. David Lokudu, who has a question. You can listen now. David, you're most welcome.
Actually, mine is not a question. Mine is a suggestion. That above all, first of all, we are very happy to see us online. We were actually longing for you to be here since 2019. We were waiting for you to come here. And we do understand that because of the circumstances beyond our control, that's why we only can see you today through the air. But I was suggesting that if Comrade Andrew, you can introduce to Comrade Bol, who is here currently, and then because some of the people he may not have met them before, or he may not have had before, I think this way it will be very good so that you can continue with the rest of the programs. Thank you.
Hello?
It is introduction that I'm asking for.
Hello?
To introduce. Yes?
Hello?
Andrew, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Andrew has dropped out.
Hear you.
Yes, he has dropped out.
Hello?
All right. Yes.
I
Go
think
ahead. All right.
we can introduce ourselves individually.
Yes.
I can't pick up.
Andrew is dropped off.
Let me come in here. If Andrew is not there.
Your network is also very weak. We need to introduce yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear me?
Your network is very bad, Comrade David.
David.
Can I jam in? This is Gabriel Scholl. Are you hearing me well?
Sure.
Yes, we can.
Hello?
Yeah.
Gabriel Scholl, before
I said let introduce ourselves.
I need to start.
No.
You can start David.
I'm not following.
Say you are David, and then you go like that as we are seeing ourselves, and then let those who are asking questions to go on with their question. First, let me just start with myself. I am David Koikedia Pondak, the Deputy Chairman for the SPLM Provisional Office in Australia, and a member of Lake State Legislative Assembly. I'm happy to see Comrade Bol here and Comrade Dr. Mariala Benjamin. in this show, which
Hello?
was organized by the SPLM Provisional Office. We're yearning for this. And
His Honorable Isaac
me,
Bol.
comrade?
Dr. Marial has already gone. He came and he has left.
Isaac, I think
Yeah, but you already.
Comrade Ball doesn't hear us.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, do you hear me?
Hello, Comrade Ball, you can't hear us?
Hello, Isaac Tiang.
Yes, I
Isaac.
can hear you.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Who's speaking?
James Mangar.
Yeah, Ustaz, James Mangar. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, good afternoon. Yeah. Sorry, I come in late because I couldn't get the link. I would like to appreciate everyone who is attending, and also Honorable Bolmokwang. This James Mangar, one of the members of the SPLM here in Australia and in Victoria in particular, and also a member of the advisory committee. Thank you so much. Then I will talk later. Thanks.
Let me jump in, please, because Andrew is not there. I should be
Just
one
go
of
in.
his hosts.
All right, jump in, Gabriel.
Yeah. We were together, two of us. He was about to take the English language, and I will be hosting by Arabic. And now, before we go further, we should introduce ourselves to Comrade Bol and Honorable Mariel Benjamin. So I would like to start with you because I think Comrade Tanya is not here. I would like to start with you, the executive who are here, and the members of the advisory committee, and also the members of the community. So now let us start with you, Comrade David Koikedia. Introduce yourself, and anyone from the office here will introduce himself, and then we will go to advisory committee, and then the community, and then later on, Comrade Bol and Honorable Marial will know who is talking and which position. Okay, so that's my suggestion.
All right, thank you so much. David Koikedia Pondak, did you hear him?
All. Yeah.
Then go ahead, straight away. Your network is really
I
very
salute
poor.
you all. Yep. My network. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my name is David Kokebia Pondak, Deputy SPLM Chairman, Provisional Office in Australia, and I'm the acting chairperson organizing this show. I welcome Comrade Bol Mokwang, the Secretary of External Affairs National Office, and Comrade Dr. Marial Benjamin, who spoke before us here and he left. We are so happy for you to be with us, and the audience are so excited with your speeches. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. شكرا جزيلا السيد نائب رئيس مكتب الحركة الشعبية بأستراليا الأستاذ ديفيد. أنا جابرييل شول ميرول لاغوار. أنا سكرتير المالي للحركة مكتب الحركة الشعبية بأستراليا. The treasurer. So now I think the General Secretary has come in, and I will give him a floor. أنا كنت مشيت قدام مع التعارف. نحن نبدأ بتعارف أولا أن نعرف أنفسنا لكامراد Honorable Marial Benjamin and Honorable Comrade Bol Makwang, and then after that ممكن إحنا بعد التعارف عشان لو بعدين زول يجي يتكلم هو يعرف. As I said before, I'm a treasurer of Australia chapter, a provisional committee. And now I will give a floor to my colleague, SG Andrew Ohidi. And go ahead.
Hello, Andrew. Do you hear us, Andrew?
Well, thank you so much for the introduction. My name is.
Oh my God. The network is poor.
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Network is not good.
No, we can't hear you. The network is really, really very poor.
Okay, let us do this. Let us go ahead with Comrade Dictor David Taban, Arif Nafsu, Comrade UN, and then advisory committee. Let us go ahead. Andrew, just wait for a while. Let us introduce ourselves. Go ahead, Comrade David, and then Comrade Yar and Comrade UN, and who's here from the office, and then advisory.
Okay. Comrade Bol, thank you and welcome. I'm David Taban.
Thank you.
You can see it's written there, Dr. David Lukudu, but actually commonly known in the South Sudanese community as David Taban, which is my name. I may have spoken to you, I think, a couple of years back, and maybe we communicated email messages with you.
Yeah.
And this is me. I personally have not met you, but I think we interacted through the media. And then, thank you once again. I'm the Secretary for Training and Research within the professional committee. And I was actually once in Juba between 2013 up to 2018, the last time when I left. But hopefully, maybe after a short time, when things all go well, we may be able to meet there. In the meantime, I'm actually an active member of the party since 2000, when we formally established the party here in Victoria. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Comrade Dayun.
Yep. Good evening, everybody. I will welcome Comrade Paul Makwe. I'm happy to be with us today. My name is Yuen Awatiak. I'm a chair lady of Women League in Provisional SPLM in Australia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone from the executive? If no, anyone from the is Comrade Newell here?
Newell is not here, and I think Bol at Aweng has to come.
No, Bol Aweng is a community. Is Comrade
Where is Monica?
Boldeng.
Monica drove off.
Okay.
The drove her off.
Comrade Boldeng is here. Sorry, I want to go to the advisory. If Comrade Boldeng is not here, we have Comrade Byung, and we have the rest of comrades from the advisory committee. Anyone could come up and introduce himself.
Manar, can you go?
Sorry?
Byung?
Yeah, I think two of us are here, Manar and myself. So I'll just introduce myself. Yes. It's an honor, Comrade Bol, to meet you again, and also to listen to you and Honorable Minister Barnaba. My name is Byung. I'm one of the advisory committee member, and a former former Jesh Amr, and now based here in Melbourne. Thank you.
Comrade Monica Yar.
It's Mangar.
Monica?
Monica is not here.
Okay, now if Comrade Bol here and anyone from the community and the leaders.
I'm still here.
Bol is here.
Yes, yes, I'm here, Comrade Chol, and I would like to begin by thanking Comrade David, Comrade Bol Makwang, for being with us here, and it is an honor to be part of the program. Yes, my name is Bol Aweng. Machar Madut. I'm a chairperson of Jiang community, and I'm here to represent our community. We are very glad that we are working together, all the political parties and community. We are working to promote the peace and unity, also reconciliations and healing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think I saw Comrade Moses, if I'm not wrong.
I'm still here waiting.
Comrade Moses?
Moses. Which Moses?
I think James Mangar is there.
Okay, James Mangar.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll start James.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Isaac, Gabriel Chol, Andrew, for the chance and for managing the meeting.
Open your camera.
What?
The camera docha is still guy. You just standing as.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
It's just a photo. It's a picture that it shows to us, but we can't see you.
What's wrong with it? Okay, let me check what is wrong with my camera.
Andrew, your hand is up. What do you want to say? Are you there with us, Mangar?
Yeah, I'm on the line. Yeah.
All right, then go ahead. Go ahead, Benilpa. It just it stick like a photo. I think the network.
Yeah, I was online before. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you everyone who is on the line today, and I'm very much appreciated to have Honorable Bolmokwang and Honorable Minister Dr. Barnaba Marial Benchin, who left before I could jump in. I just would like to apologize that I got the link late, but when I came in, I found Honorable Bolmokwang's speech, and I could capture most of them if I'm not mistaken. So my name is James Mangar Matwen, and one of the members of the one of the advisory committee, the SPLM, being an officer, being the radio operator in the whole of the liberation until 2005, until we signed the peace agreement. All of this, Comrade Bolt, is an honor that to see you today and see me live. We've been communicating some years back through emails, sometimes phone calls, and I would like to appreciate actually how you manage the Australian chapter, which is the SPLM now taking the lead to manage provision office, so that, and then a provision officer organized all the chapter within the SPLM, or within the Australian state. So it's really a great work for all of us. And actually, some years back, if I could think, there was no any SPLM Secretary of External Affairs who have managed this. But it's a great honor that you did, and to have a connection.
Thank you.
So the SPLM now members got a connection with you in Juba and everywhere around the world. So that one is a privilege and really a great honor that you have managed to do that. So I would like to say thank you, congratulations, and then continue. We will have now laid a foundation. If other people come to take your seat as SPLM External Affairs, they will follow how you really structure the SPLM. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. نشكر كل الحاضرين. I will speak in Arabic. أنا جابرييل شول ميرو لاغوار، سكرتير المالي للحركة الشعبية بأستراليا. أحب أن أقول الليلة يوم كريم وجميل بالنسبة لي أنا وللحركة الشعبية بأستراليا، عشان نكون، وده شرف أن يكون معنا من روم Honorable بنجامين مريال، ومن لندن أو United Kingdom comrade بولموكوانغ. كنا بنحتفل اليوم بذكرى العاشر لرفع العلم، وممكن نقول اليوم نرفع راية استغلالنا، وكان بيقودنا في يوم المبارك ده ويوم العظيم كامراد ديفيد كايكاديا، نائب الرئيس للحركة الشعبية بأستراليا. والسبب إنه نائب الرئيس يقودنا في المناسبة زي دي لأنه رئيسنا حصل له وفاة بتاع زوجته وهو حزين، ورغم حزن بتاعه قال الدولة أكبر مننا، فنحن كنا بنحتفل رغم إنه شهر 5 هو فقد زوجته. ده السبب عشان كل زول يعرف. قبل ما أمشي قدام، أنا ما قابلت أي زول منكم، لا هونربل ماريال بنجامين لا هونربل بول ماكوين، لكن بشكركم للتواضع. انتم متواضعين خالص ما عشان انتم موجودين. وزي ما قال كامراد منار، I used to go to Juba. أنا كنت من 2007 سكرتير الإعلام للحركة الشعبية حتى 2012. ما في سكرتير علاقات خارجية تواضع وبيجي يتكلم ويعمل communication زي كامراد بول قاعد يعمل. It's a pleasure. I think أنا ما همشي كتير. Comrade Rohid is not there anymore. We will wait for him. Now, I and brother from Lagos State who is managing this. Are you here?
Yeah, he's there. Yes, let us start with the question first.
I'm here.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, if you are there, let him introduce himself and then manage the questions, and I will give you and him a floor now.
Beautiful. That's great. Yes. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well, I already called my name. I believe people. My name is Andrew Ohide, Oding Dingmoy Oholi, and I am general of the SPLM Provisional Committee in Australia and a secretary of the SPLM chapter in Victoria. Welcome, Brother Bol,
Thank you.
the Secretary for External Affairs of the SPLM in Juba, for his hard work and formation and communication that has come into life that everybody has witnessed. Welcome, Comrade Bol. This is your opportunity. I hope one day we give you an Australian citizenship, maybe soon. I just want to say a few things that if we going to ask a question, please prepare your question. If you cannot ask those who are not here, please write it down and send it to the question bar. It will appear to the Lake State media, and we will be able to forward it to Bol, so Bol can answer you. So it's just a simple thing, and we have a disruption in communication here because a heavy rain in Melbourne here in Australia. So accept our apology, and I will leave it to Lake State media if anybody has a question. But for now, anybody who has a question within among us here, please ask your question, and Paul will answer you. And let us keep time, and we don't have to spend much time on a question. Go directly to the question and wait for your answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andrew. That's what I was about to say. We need to be very brief for our audience and the followers who are just watching us. Please, if you have a question, type it down, write, and we will display this thing in the screen, and we will read it out to Honorable Isaac Bolmakweng to answer it. And if you are in the panels here also, you need to raise up your hand because I have muted all of you to avoid the echo coming, the background noise when somebody is giving the speech. I will begin with one of the viewers here called Justin Achwach, Justin Mansour Azaki. He has a question to Honorable. He said that, what are plans of SPLM party to involving diaspora to active service and support the country? Because when they come to the country, they are left wandering without an involvement. what they take of our SPLM in these views. So that is the question from our brother Justin Mansour. And also, who else here writing? Okay. Victor Maku. Okay, let me just see this. Honorable Makweng, External Secretary of SPLM. I had listened to your lectures and all challenges the mass movement party SPLM encounter. However, can Honorable External Secretary ask what are the challenges that facing for not reorganize itself in all 10 states, and when is convention supposed to be convened? All right, that's Victor Makur M. Taking down to people. We have Kodok. Kodo Chualie is have a question here. Taking down to the people is not in place. What is the achievement they did seeing the independence of our country? They are just looting our resources. They are well organized thieves and criminals. I'm sorry, Kedo, for your, it's not a question. It's just an abuse word. Yeah, I can take it. That one, I apologize for it to bring it up. I didn't read it. Yeah. So these are the things. For those who are here in the panel, if you need to raise up your hand, if you have any question, you just raise up your hand and you add it in. Our honorable can write them down, and when he comes to answer, we don't need him to ask a question and answer, question and answer. He has to write it down all and then answer all of them, and then we close up from there. Yes, Bola Wing has raised up his hand. Bol?
Yes.
Yeah, what is your question to Honorable?
Yes, my question is direct to the SPLM party. We know the SPLM party during 2013, the SPLM has become factions. And now we have seen there are some members coming back, but the other institutions or the other people who form their own factions are still away. In that regard, I want to ask Honorable Bolmakwang, what are the possibility of the SPLM to be reunited? The SPLM, like the former detainees, the SPLM IO, and the SPLM IG. Is there any possibility that they can be able to be reunited for the sake of the peace and development of our country? And if it's difficult, how they will be managed the country not to fall back to the war again? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Bol. Any more question coming up? Anyone? All right, Byung, I will unmute you. Byung, go ahead.
Yes, it's just a follow-up on what Bol just mentioned, that what happened to Arusha agreement that was meant to unite the SPLM. That's number one for the benefit of viewers. And also, as a ruling party and also a partner to the agreement, there are percentage of roles, let's say ministerial roles or positions that are given to SPLM that we sometimes see them being taken over by members of other parties. What are the SPLM secretariat doing about that, or the SPLM leadership? Because we seem to be involving individuals from the other parties. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That's a very good question. I will leave the floor open again. Is there anyone need to ask a question among you to raise up his hand or her hand? This and then we'll come to the conclusion. Andrew, I just see your finger and I don't know. Are you talking? Okay, let me just unmute you. What are you saying? Hello, Andrew. Okay.
Yes, hello.
Yeah,
No,
I
was
see
just
you're moving. Let give the floor to Honorable such that we don't need to keep him here for long. Just to answer
that's
the
right.
question he has got. That's
Yeah,
what.
that's right. I don't have a question.
All right, thank you,
I don't have
so
any
much.
question. That's all.
All right. Yes, Honorable Isaac Bolmakweng, thank you so much for being humble and come to Lagos State Media and join the celebration of the 10th anniversary of Republic of South Sudan. We heard your message before and the few questions which are laid down in front of you, which as you have jotted down, just answer them and we will let you go for the national other things that you need to go and attend. For that, welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, comrade, for your answers. In fact, it's my pleasure to interact with you and also to answer some of the questions that you have asked. Let me start with Comrade Justin Mansour, who said, what are the plans to involve diaspora in the management of the country? You know, we have from day one involved diaspora in the management of the country. Some of our ministers came from diaspora. You may recall the former minister like Ezekiel Lul was from diaspora. The former minister of education, Deng Dengoch, was from diaspora, and there are many who were from diaspora and they were made ministers. But it is true, diaspora has not been involved fully because we have challenges of late. And those challenges, they relate to the power sharing. The revitalized peace agreement has cheated the SPLM through power sharing. Let me start. When the CPA was signed and we went to the country, we had a program as SPLM. The first program was that we asked the whole population of South Sudan to vote for SPLM because we were saying we had a mission and that mission was not accomplished. CPA was not the mission of SPLM. It was actually a stage where some will take control or will lose control through elections. So we asked the people of South Sudan to vote for SPLM so that we can manage the referendum. Thankfully, the people of South Sudan who contributed their children and their food to liberate the country, they also voted for SPLM in 2010 elections. So SPLM government was voted in all the states, also the national government by 94%, and they vote for our president by 93%. So we as SPLM, we control the executive and we control the legislature. The next stage after that was the referendum. So we also mobilized for people of South Sudan to vote. We told them this is an opportunity. We are not going again to fight and die for our freedom. Our freedom is to be tested in the ballot box. When they voted 99.98% for separation of South Sudan. So we were now SPLM in government. We did not talk about development yet. We're talking about achieving our mission step by step. So we took the parliament and the governments, and then we brought referendum. Now, the stage of liberation was liberating our people from poverty. And that poverty needed skills. And skills were going to come from you in diaspora. As I said before, you had an opportunity to learn how a country is developed. But unfortunately, we regressed because in 2013, we went back into a very violent fighting among ourselves. We wounded our hearts, we wounded our bodies, we kill our people, we kill our children, we kill our women, we kill our young people. We destroyed even the little infrastructure that was there. So this even before I read the question of Kodo, of taking town to people, that's how we actually lost momentum. We lost in the speed of doing things in our country. So with that, the few of diaspora who were with us, some ran away, and we cannot blame them. You know, and they were losing confidence. The program we are doing is to gain confidence, to rebuild confidence, to bring people back to be ourselves. They were old people or young people, women and children. We lost confidence in our, and we're not ourselves. So we went to regroup. We are in the process of building ourselves again, so that we will be that mighty SPLA, SPLM that people of South Sudan and the whole world used to know. This is the process. Now, the last appointments, diaspora was not involved. I personally made it. I personally made it a request that I needed diaspora to participate. And I mentioned areas, even from national level, where they can participate in the legislative assembly and also in the executives of the states. And also I mentioned their participation to be also accepted at the national level. And I mentioned areas. I did not succeed because we lost almost 75% of our positions. We gave it to other parties to buy peace. Let me be clear. We want to buy peace because all our brothers and sisters who left, they won positions. And when they won positions, they went and they armed themselves and they were fighting us and we were fighting them. So our people were losing a country. So SPLM just made it like the woman in the Bible, the woman who was giving her child away. When King Solomon wanted to cut the woman into 2 pieces, the other woman, the real mother, said, no, let this one leave in the hand of another woman. Let the child leave so that I can see him alive. So we want to see South Sudan alive. We gave up. We have many competent people of the SPLM who cannot get any position. Now, not only diaspora, even inside, we did not complete our percentage. The youth, which should be 20% in the executive and in the assembly. We did not complete our percent, which should also be 35%. You see? But we have talked to them and they understood it because the heart of a real is not to be greedy, is to say, okay, even if it is mine, let him take it or let her take it. So we compromise. That's why diaspora was not given a position. They told me, look, even now people who are here, we are not able to give them, even the youth and the women. And we have told them, you leave this, let us give this position so that we bring everybody together. When we go for elections and the SPLM is very popular, we revive our percentages. So that's for you, Comrade Justin Mansour. Now, Comrade Victor Makur, you are telling us about the challenges, you see, of taking towns to states. And then when the convention is going to happen. You see, our challenges are many. We are the challenges to ourselves. And one thing is that it's because we are not knowledgeable. If we are knowledgeable, somebody who is knowledgeable will know the boundary between him and the others. But because we are not knowledgeable, I can cross the boundary, even take what is yours and I add it into mine. The other solution is if we can really, if we can talk to ourselves, if we can educate ourselves, so that we are understanding things. So, Brother Victor, challenges are too many. In the 10 states we have now, we have challenges that even at the countryside, someone in the village wants to fight to be a minister. You see that when you fight, then you get what you want. It doesn't even reason again. You have to fight to get what you want. You have to kill to get what you want. Like, let me take Lake State, which now hosting this. Lake State is almost number one now violence. And it's a violence between citizens. Citizens killing themselves, looting cows of other communities, which is very bad. And it is because the government is engaged in keeping law and order, and specifically in managing the big picture of these armed groups by the government. So the communities now are taking this as a pre-lunch. Any community that is well armed, they will go and loot, kill from the weak community, which is very. So these are the challenges we are working now. So SPLM is an ideology. An ideology is about education, such that people can understand how things are done. But the people there do not need an ideology. They believe in the power of violence. And so violence is one problem and a challenge that is facing even the developmental little projects that are existing. They are challenged by the violence. As for the convention, it starts with establishing now the new figures, the new membership. Because the old membership of 2007, 2008, 2009, and then we went for elections, is not the same again. Even in diaspora, you are no longer SPLM 100%. There are some of you who are not members of SPLM. The same thing in South Sudan. So we want first of all to register the members of the SPLM. But something happened as a result of the agreement. The agreement is destabilizing the SPLM, as a matter of fact. When we were 32, we were 32 states. Now we have come back to 10 states. So we are restructuring. We are restructuring the offices so that we can conduct the registration. And when we are doing these two things, then we are busy in maintaining the security in those areas. So we have that challenge. And I think the people, the governors that have been appointed, are doing their best to see to it that the SPLM is doing its work. The other thing is that SPLM is no longer in those big majorities of 93% and 94%. Like the presidency has now been split. There is a president and 5 vice presidents. There's no country in the world that has such a structure except South Sudan. Simple people are not interested in building a nation. They are interested in maintaining positions. The same thing, when we go to the states, there are states where the governors are not SPLM. And so when they are not SPLM, they are fighting the SPLM. And SPLM is now struggling for survival in some of the states. This is what also you want to take note of. It is only where the governors are SPLM where we think now we can have good, proper SPLM. But the SPLM in the states where the governor is not SPLM, they are actually being marginalized and they are actually isolated. So we have a challenge there. So, Victor, The convention will take place when we have done the registration to call for the national convention. The other thing which you can also take note of, we have had a situation when people come, they join SPLM, they go away and fight. When they are accommodated, they come back. When they have lost that, they go away. You see, that is a challenge by itself. And that's why we want to stick to the SPLM. Even if there are 5 people, it is better that there are 5 people and moving in and out, moving in and out. Recently, I want to congratulate you and to congratulate also our chairman, Comrade Salva Kiir Mayardit, that Joseph Bogasoro has just joined has rejoined again the SPLM 3 days ago. You may recall that he actually contested as an independent governor in Western Equatoria in 2010 elections, and he won. He was very popular, of course. He won over our candidate. Then he joined the opposition, very violent opposition, all this time until this year. He had a change of heart. And by the way, SPLM is a place where when you heard of it, you miss it. So they come back to it. So being that loving SPLM, mighty SPLM, Comrade Bogaso has come back with many people and he has rejoined again. I hope he will be permanent in the SPLM. So SPLM is receiving people today. And then at the same time, people for sometimes, and they're not seeing the fruits of their rejoining, they again go back. That's one of the sad things. But we are receiving a lot of people. And so we register today, tomorrow somebody's name we will be up again. And that has been our challenge also. But the convention will be called when we actually are almost approaching the elections. Any number that will register, and that's why I have always been telling my chapters outside, please register. Even if you are 10 people, it's better that you know there are 10 people, and we can know the quota we can allocate for you to attend the convention when according to your numbers, because your numbers will determine how many people will be asked to attend the convention. And from there, the story can continue. I know Kodo Shual, although it was an insult, he's a concerned citizen. We can answer whatever he is saying. Although the question was not complete, he seemed to be blaming that taking towns to people is not achieved because people are stealing money. By the way, it is also good for us to sit down. And I have said this time in our meeting of the political bureau. I'm saying, let us identify who are thieves in South Sudan and what have they done with the money. Because if we are afraid to talk to ourselves, and then we depend on Kawajat, when Kawajat jai khalas not yijri, people run like children. And it means we are not ourselves. We don't deserve a nation. Running to Kawajat yal sukar. It is when we can actually face things headlong that we are mature and we come out of them. So Shual, I know he's a young man, the way he's asking a question, and he seems to be very bitter. In the question itself is explanation of bitterness. I want you all to calm down. Let him come to himself. Let him accept that he's a South Sudanese. From there, this idea, he can understand it. As I said before, when we had a program as SPLM, we asked the people to vote for us, and they did. We again mobilized them to vote for separation, and they did. And then now we were heading towards building South Sudan. By then, we are now going to talk of projects. When we are taking towns to people, it's not taking the buildings, the Amarat, min al-Mudun al-Qura. No, It is actually taking services to the people. And taking services to the people had it. We started even before the by having what they call the constituency fund. The constituency development with the MPs so that they can develop schools or roads or they develop water systems in local areas. That was actually the starting of taking towns to people. It's not taking Amarat. Now, when you are in Australia would not be like that one day. The first Australians who went there took over 100 years to first establish their presence. That's what we're establishing the presence of government of SPLA in the Buma, in the farms. Although we're going on foot or Beajalat, with water, that's how we're starting. And we're starting to build these small schools, which actually, if you compare them, because I don't have statistics, but the statistics during the time I was in the office was over 200%. The number of schools that were open, especially after we got independence, and the number of clinics that were open in many areas, and the number of roads that were opened. And not only that, we had actually established even small airstrips in most of the areas. That was development, and that was how we were taking down to people. People who were in the very, very remote areas, they were drinking Bipsy Cola and good water, bottled water. During the liberation movement, some of you are Red Army. We used to drink this is stagnant water. Alfiu Dedan, Alfiu Dud. You see, the water we are drinking were full of worms. But you can see in a very short time, the bottled water was in the villages. So Rome was not built one day. The taking town to people was actually starting. The disruption came in 2013 when we did not listen to ourselves and we resorted to violence. And now that's where we are coming to say, okay, let us come to ourselves so that we can implement this. So although it is an insult, I want actually my brother or my son, Kodo Shual, to understand this.
It's all right. I take it easy. And we have the last question here for you from Ruben Manyang Madur. He's asking, what are the vision of the SPLM-led government in the next 5 years? Are there mechanisms already put in place in order to recruit young people? That is his question.
Okay. Now, let me continue with the Comrade Bola Wing. The possibility of people to unite. The possibility of people to unite, you see, unity is not by words. Unity is by actions. When people think together, when they work together, when they agree on things, that's unity. So people actually talk about unity, but unity will not be achieved by words only. It will be achieved by actions. This is now a unity of people of South Sudan or a unity of SPLM. In whatever way, the unity of SPLM is already taking place. It's taking place like what I have said. Some people are coming back. Some factions are coming back. The split took many dimensions. The first was like an ethnic split. The second was like a regional split. And then a political split. So all these splits, they intermingle with one another. The ethnic split, the political split, and the party split. All these happened in South Sudan. As we work now, you gain unity through trust, through confidence. And the first thing we have done is reconciliation, forgiving one another. And we have approached it in different fronts. The first front is the agreement where we work as a government. The second is the national dialogue, when we ask people what went wrong, how we remedy the situation. So these things have worked together, and because of the two approaches, we are almost nearer to one another now. And massive accommodation, whereby if the people they have a policy, then they have been accommodated in the government, and that's how SPLM is losing its positions, because every party that came up, the other 5 people, they noise, and then the Kawajat listen to them, and then they say, you take them, they are a part of a conflict. We agree to them. So this is now an opportunity. If we are together, we want to talk now. We want to talk sense. We want to find out facts such that even the people who are greedy and they want this and they want this will know that no, they have been taking more than enough and they don't want even to continue with that kind of being obstinate. So our people have learned, it is learning that will unite us. When we have known that we are even taking more than others, when we have learned that we cannot deny someone his or her right. And this is the knowledge I want all of us to get involved into, so that we share it. So there is forgiveness and there is reconciliation. And that the unity is in progress. This now leads me to Comrade Byung. Byung is saying, what happened with the Arusha agreement? And then what about the percentage? Why are percentages of the SPLM given to other parties? I think in the first I've answered some of this, but let me come to Arusha. In the Arusha agreement, it was identified that the problem was not ethnic, it was political. And because it was political, it was identified that it was the SPLM that was split, and they are the ones fighting each other. So SPLM was to understand that violence is not acceptable in a political party. You are not against rebels. You are a government, and you have a right to express your political opinion in a setup, in a system. So if you are SPLM, you agree now to go back and put your house in order. If you are there who don't want to be SPLM, you declare, so that you are clear. We know that you are not SPLM. So Riek Machar said he was SPLM. The FD said they were SPLM. Okay, if you are SPLM, everybody now goes to his or her place. Riek Machar, you go back, be the deputy chairman of the SPLM like before. Pagana Amum, you go back and be the secretary general like before. That was signed in Arusha. Now, by that signature, they were supposed all of them to come to Juba. But surprisingly, it was the FDs and Amum who came to Juba. Riek did not come to Juba. He went to Addis Ababa, again with agreement, with fighting. For Pagan, he came, he agreed to be reinstated. So he was appointed again as the Secretary General, and he accepted to swear in. But he made it a tactic because he was coming to take his things. Whatever belongings that were in Juba, he took them. Now, when people went to Addis Ababa, it was supposed to be reported that we have united. So we don't even need this agreement. We are going back as one. Then the same people say no. Riek said, no, we are not going back. And Fagan said, no. It turned out that it was Troika, which is made up of USA, Norway, and Britain, that told them, don't sign this. By the way, our problems in South Sudan are not our problems. They are problems of others. So people were surprised. So the agreement of 20 people was imposed again. And even people were wondering, what happened with the Arusha agreement? Because SPLM agreed to go back home to put their house in order. and everybody was going to be returned to the place. So the thing faltered. That's how we failed Arusha. Pagan did not come back. Instead, he was signing again on behalf of FDs as a faction. Rihag again went and signed as the commander-in-chief of the IO. So that Arusha was actually thrown out. There was no one Arusha again by the rebellion. That's how it happened. That's how Arusha was sacrificed. Now, I don't know whether you know those details, but that's what happened. As our percentage is given to other political parties, it is true. As I said before, we're buying peace. That's what we're doing. I've said this before. We're giving them so that we make everybody come home and settle and comfortable, such that we sit down and said, "Is this how we want to manage this country?" Hello.
We are listening to you, Honorable. We are listening. Yeah, continue.
It's clear here. It's all right. We're listening to you.
Yep.
Hello.
Agar, can you check on
sorry, there has been
Comrade
an interruption
Ball?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me, Comrade Ball? We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear. We can hear you.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So
continue.
now, I was saying that our percentages are given to the other political parties so that we can make them come. That's why we have 5 vice presidents, we have so many ministers, and we have expanded whatever. It's just that, okay, let us come and be real classical political parties. Because there are political parties that do not even have a boomer, but they were imposed. It was, in other words, the mechanism which the Troika and others are designing is that SPLM must be made minority so that it is defeated. What is being fought is the SPLM. This is what I want you to know. SPLM is the one being fought because SPLM, nobody wants it among the powers of the world. They think that this SPLM has an ideology. If it is extended to the rest of Africa, they will be able to see any they will see, they confront any evil. They are not afraid. So instead of us getting united and protect ourselves, as I said, this now is being used as an opportunity by neighboring countries. They are cutting every part of South Sudan and annex it. They cut this and annex it. They cut and annex it because they see that we are busy among ourselves. And when we are busy among ourselves, some people are behaving like that woman who said, let the child be cut into 2 parts. You know? So SPLM is left with love for South Sudan. And so we are actually giving out those to buy peace, as a matter of fact. Now, Comrade Ruben is saying what the vision of SPLM in the next 5 years. You see, SPLM has no shortage of vision. Its vision has always been long because it has the ideology of building a nation based on certain parameters. Those parameters, they include what I have said before, equality of its citizens, justice among its citizens, and prosperity for the citizens. This has always been there, and that one is what is implementable in terms of deliveries. The immediate issue with the SPLM, because we have to have a short-term program, is bringing back people of South Sudan to be themselves, bringing you through understanding, talking to your minds, so that you understand what the world is thinking about us, what others are thinking about us. The region is afraid of South Sudan. They think that if South Sudan with these resources is allowed to be stable, it will actually overshadow even the countries that were independent 2 to 6 years ago. So our own neighbors, there are some that are afraid of us. And so they would like to work for our downfall. The big powers are afraid of the of people of South Sudan attitude that they cannot be enslaved. They cannot be enslaved, and the idea if they preach it to other African countries, then the exploitation of Africa will be difficult. So we're seen as a center of an ideology that can liberate Africa. And liberator is like, to compare it with what the Arabs call Islamic fundamentalists, is that the ideology of SPLM is a fundamentalist of the Black Africa. We are seen as fundamentalists of Black Africa because we have understood what is called colonization, because we have suffered for years as we are the last country to be independent. So our vision now, what we want to put our energies into, is how to work to reconcile and unite our people. The rest of the things which we are maybe dreaming about will come by themselves. And by the way, the people of South Sudan are very resilient. We have overcome terrible things. And I think if we understand ourselves where we have started now, we'll be able to have a vision not for the 5 years, we'll have a vision up to 100 years. That's what I can tell you. Thank you. My battery is running out. I don't know whether it's going to die, but this is what I can tell you now.
Thank you so much, Honorable Bolmakweng. Now I will give the floor to our brother Andrew, as is the secretary for this show. So Andrew, take over.
Thank you, brother Agar. And it's unfortunate that we have Comrade Bolmakweng, and we hope he got the charger there so we can have a little bit of time with him. So, but for now, hello, Bol, do you have a charger around there?
It's very far. I don't know where I can get it now. Sorry,
all right, because we got a couple of people who just want to share with you some of them. They don't have a question, but some they want to share reflection. A very long thing, so we are almost to the end of the program. But I will just ask members who are here, because we got some people who are waiting to come in, but because of our presence here, we need to give chance to others too. If you think you don't have enough and a question that to ask, please, Agar can drop you, and don't take it personal, because we just want to share the platform with all of our friends. Now, I will just give this opportunity to Brother Pyong, and then to Gabriel Chol. We only have with 35 minutes left for us to close our program. So, Byong, you can jump in, and you, Agar, if you can drop some of our friends, maybe.
Yes.
Ladies, you don't drop UN, but you can drop either me or David Kotkoti, because Gabriel Chol is going to talk. Now I'm welcoming my brother Byong to ask a comment.
I will give each one of you 1 minute so that you can clarify things or to say goodbye instead of dropping you without saying anything.
Yes, I'm actually saying goodbye so I can give chance to others. Yes, so but I just want to thank everyone, the Lake State Media and Honorable Bol, for all the wisdom that you have given today. I'm very pleased, and I'll exit from here. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And also the viewers who are watching there and those who are asking questions.
Thank you, Byong.
Yeah, go on, Andrew.
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Those who are asking questions, there are some questions.
You want to say something?
In the private chat. there is something called a private chat. So some of the questions have been answered already there. And I thank Usad James Magar for that. That's a very good job. So that's why there are some questions that who has been answered already. I don't have to display them again on the screen. Thank you.
All right. Now I'll give to Secretary of Finance, Gabriel Mayror, to say something. Is he still with us? We thank him for being patient for the program because we're almost leading to the end of our program. But let's hear 1 minute each one of us. We can allow friends to jump in. Probably they have to come and ask their questions. Thank you.
Gabriel Chol, unmute yourself. Gabriel Chol.
Gabriel.
Yeah, sorry.
Unmute yourself.
Thank you. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. اتكلم بنسمعك. اتكلم انجليزي اي روتانا اللي بينفع معك.
But what I wanted to say, let us give a floor also to the others, the audience, because let them ask. We have to get more information. I've got a lot of information from Comrade Ball now. So let us just let us leave us alone for a while and give the floor for the audience. Okay.
All right. So I think Agar already have just clarified to all the audience. Whoever had a question, there is a private chat. Drop your question there, and then we'll to answer you. Ball is still around with us. Yes.
Go ahead, David.
Look, Brandro and all comrades, let us also be mindful of time. You know, our guest has been there for quite a long time, and we have to give a break. We don't need to prolong it. Yes, just give us whatever he has. Everybody has benefit. Please manage the time. Time is very important.
Yes, I understand. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. As you heard what I've said just a few minutes ago, I said we remain with 35 minutes. Now it's 30 minutes remain, half an hour for us to round up everything. And some of us already have been dropped out. They have nothing to say, but they agree for what we all, our comments that we drop up here on the TV or a studio. So now I will, if anybody out there want to come up into the studio, please. I saw some comment and that they are left aside. Please come in. Agar is there. He will allow you get into the studio if you have a question to answer. If you're not able to drop onto the secret chat down there.
Okay, Andrew, I want to say goodbye for everyone.
We don't have other things to say. Maybe we can come to. Ayuen, you want to say something?
Because we stay long. No, I want to say goodbye for everyone because we stay long and I get enough. Just want to
All right. Thank you.
Everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. We have come.
It's a good time and good talk.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ayuen.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Ayuen, for your talk. I think as you can see, you realize now we have come indirectly to the conclusion of our program. Although we have Ball is already logged off, but I would like to say before I give a final to acting chairperson David Pondak, I would like to say personally thanks to all of you who are with us at the studio, and thanks to the Lake State Media for hosting us. And we'll be communicating with the other communities, other states also to host us next year in this event, which is very important. And also I would like to thank all our viewers and members of SPLM who are not able to log into the platform, that next time you will be able to and don't get frustrated. And I also like to thank those who are here with us. Pardon? Yes. I don't think anybody here has anything to say. I actually once much here, but I would like to allow chance to Isaac Tieng Paul, who is the boss of the Lake State Media, to say something, and then from there I will leave David Kochkoti to conclude today's program. Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you so much. I apologize. I went outside. I have to go and do other things with the family issues that has dragged me out. And my co-host, who is my brother, Agardeng Mabok, took over, and you, Andrew, as well, to control this show. I would like to say thank you. The SPLM Provisional Office, which is the chapter provisional office in Victoria, for organizing this show and invitations, and our comrades and the ministers of the government who has contributed, especially Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin, who is doing a national task in Rome, and he gave us some minutes to come and address and share with us. And also somebody has unmuted himself, and I hear the echo. And also I would like to to thank Honorable Isaac Bolmakweng, you all also for giving us his time to stay with us and answer some of the questions for the reflection and the achievement of the party SPLM has done in the Republic of South Sudan. So I have no much word that I can say. Is just to say thank you. And I have to thanks everybody around the world. So I'm very busy. I will leave you here on Agar. You will be closing the show after this. Just let me just take this a phone call from overseas, and it's a bit urgent. I need to go and attend. Thank you so much. Have a good night, good day, good morning everywhere. Those who are watching Lagos State Media, please stay tuned. This is your platform where we will be discussing everything that we need to do. Thank you.
So once again, I think we have come to the conclusion. I would like to bring to your attention the hard work.
Comrade Andrew. Yeah, before let us give thanks to, because as we know here, we have comrades from everywhere and every state, but we have to thank again, as you said, comrade from Lagos State Media for giving us this opportunity, taking their time more than 3 hours. It's good. We are here for you, and you are there for us. And we will thank again Comrade Bol and Honorable Marial. So I don't have anything to say. And thank you also for doing a good job. We will meet at the office somewhere else. So thank you. Give a platform to Comrade Koikadia to conclude. And then we have nothing to say. Thank you so much, Andrew Hidi, and thank you for everyone. Also, Comrade James Mangar and Comrade Koikadia, and just only 3 of us.
Thank you, brother Gabriel Chol. Now
just to
James Mangar Batwing. So to conclude his, and then after that we'll go to Honorable David Koikadia Pondak, and then we'll get back to Lagos State Media, and then we will close down from there. Thank you. Unmute yourself, Usas.
Mangar, unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. Do you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Comrade Agar, and everybody who's now remaining. Thank you for inviting me in once again. Actually, I came in late because I didn't get the link from the beginning. So I missed a lot from Dr. Barnaba. I didn't see him. I didn't hear anything. I just came in the middle of the Bolmokweng his briefing, and then I just had the other question raised by the members of the SPLM, and this is why you could see that I can keep referring for that, because I think there is not much time for everybody of us to ask questions. But some few we know, but we still ask. That is the reputation. Most of us, everything that we know, but we still repeating ourselves. So
I'm good.
that's why I put all this comment there. Some maybe
Come on,
be
Isaac.
answered. Some could be supplementary to Comrade Bolmopeng, and that's why I asked to display it on the screen so that everybody can have a view and have a consumption of it. So next time I will be more than happy to come in early. No, any meeting that I attended late, this is the first time in the meeting that I came in late. So I would like to thank everyone and your acknowledgement and your tireless work that you have done. Comrade Bolmokwang, yes, has been a person that has already sacrificed a lot and has managed a lot. As I said to him before, you are the only first the SPLM Secretary of External Affairs who tried to manage the SPLM diaspora affairs, actually. Some, they come and they go, they don't go, they don't even care about, they don't even organize the SPLM diaspora. Even when you go to Juba, it is you who run after the SPLM office. And when you go there and then I'm coming from this, nothing. Not even what do you call?
That's right.
What do you call welcoming to you, to welcome you, or just acknowledge your visit to the office? Nothing. But Comrade Bolmokwang, what he did actually is outstanding, and this is the spirit that SPLM wants. Yeah, like people said, how can we recruit? We start the recruitment through your own family.
To talk in the next
meeting. You recruit.
We're going to discuss
the SPLM has no any other people to from nowhere. So you start from your own family. Whatever the child you have turning 18, yes, you start registering to recruit them into the SPLM. Write the books, like Comrade Bolmokwang said. Yeah. Now I have another 2 tribes, which is called Kwego and Musri. So these 2 tribes, since 1996, I identified them in Buma. They are not being included there in the South Sudan statistics of the tribes. You see? So if there was a time, I would have even explained more where they are, what language they speak. You see? But we need more participants, so that you don't sleep. And look, Comrade Joseph Bokosoro now has come back. That's the spirit we want. You see? That is the spirit you want. Go and get something and come back to the SPLM. You see? Yeah, and there was a time in the 88 or 87 that we were having some commanders, yes, or even 93, we were having some commanders who were receiving the money from Jalaba, you see, in Kaboita. So when we intercepted this and we give it to Garam, and he said, look, stop, don't tell anyone, this is what we call a top secret, but let them take from Jalaba and do the SPLM work, you see. It was really good, and from that time up to now, there are prominent, very good SPLM members and their SPLM commanders, and nobody knows. You see, it is them, the signalists who intercepted the message, and Garang, who just died unfortunately. You see, and they are now there. So you do take whatever you have, but don't forget SPLM. Don't sell SPLM. That's what I can assure you. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Ustad James Bangarma.
We have a few minutes. We need to wrap up.
Dr. David not yet. Yep. Wait, David Wondag, wait. We have Dr. David Taban here. David Taban, can you hear us?
Okay. Let him unmute himself.
Dr. David, unmute yourself. Dr. David, unmute yourself. I can't do it here because you are the one whom you Okay, so I will drop him then.
I think Agar, he's not there. He's not there. Drop
Okay.
him
It's not there.
and
Yeah.
let
Comrade
Pondak
Koikadia to
conclude
conclude and
the
close.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Comrade Kagadia.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Agar. Thank you, Secretary Andrew Edi. I thank Comrade Mangar and Comrade Gabriel Muiror, the viewers, my fellow South Sudanese, wherever they are. I am really happy to give million board of thanks to Lake State Media and particularly to my chairman David Teng Poch, who gave me this to lead to organize the celebration. I need to mention to the viewers and particularly our guests. I hope they will get it. The heart felt to what had happened to our comrade David Teng Poch. That is what actually came in behind, not in front, in this important celebration. But he has worked 100% to make us to be successful like we have done it. Comrade Teng is a leader. He's a very bright leader, and we wish him God will console him in this day, and we are together with him as comrade in a struggle. Ladies and gentlemen, with what we have heard from our speakers, Dr. Benjamin Marial, is outstanding member of SPLM, is senior member, the same time to Comrade Bol Mokwang. That is the way forward. What we have been telling you, SPLM is in the move. SPLM has not given up leading the country with all these challenges. We have heard from them, and we are still asking each and everyone to come back, like our comrades who has just come. We welcome him and back to the party. We need all to come back to our country under the principle of the movement, which we fought for 21 years, and we got the country. Those principles are alive, and we need each and everybody to come to contribute to give a positive message to the coming generation. This generation now exactly going. We need to get alive again to write the history of their own country. We came from very long, and we have a long way to go. I urge all to accept unity, the feeling that has been pledged by our leaders, Bulma Kweng, that we should come back to unite as South Sudanese, not as political parties. SPLM is there. It gave up everything. SPLM gave up position for the unity. You have heard, still there, asking each and everybody that unity is paramount and peace is much than anything. There will be no development if we are not in peace. And peace is what makes them now to be in diaspora. Dr. Benjamin is leading team to bring peace to the country. The same thing to Comrade Bol Mokweng. With all this pure remark, I am really grateful for your participation. When the children, whoever is in watching this show, I wish you all the best and a good time of the weekend. And God bless you wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable David Kagadia Pundak, and the whole office of SPLM Provision Chapter in Australia. We really thank you, all of you, and your leader, which is David Teng Poch. We thank you all and all the members, wherever you are. We really appreciate you for celebrating with us today, especially our guest, Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin and Isaac Bolmakwang Yuol in UK. And also thank my brother Isaac Tingfol in Queensland, and for me here in South Australia, which is Adelaide. So we thank you all and happy Independent Day for everybody, whether you are back home there or in abroad here. We really thank you, and we thank our viewers wherever you are. And also the most thanks will go to our sisters, UN and Yar Majak for joining us today. And you guys can encourage all the women in diaspora, especially in Australia in particular, so that they can share with us, with everybody within the SPLM chapter, wherever they are around the globe. Thank you so much, guys, and we shall meet again soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.